And welcome back. We've had some confusion. There were two streams set up for Vermillion streaming, and one was being taken over by the other. So we are now up. So you'll be seeing the graphics come up and everything. But let's take a look around the state. Again, this is brought to you by Vermillion Medical Clinic as part of our Midwest Ready Mix pregame show. And this broadcast brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Again, in 11A, Custer and Lead Deadwood. Custer hosts Lead Deadwood, both teams 0-5. Madison hosting number 3 Canton. Madison is 0-5, but don't let that deceive you. West Central hosting Tri-Valley. West Central is 5-0. Tri-Valley is 4-1 on the season. And then Belle Fourche and Lakota Tech, both teams 0-5. Belle Fourche is hosting Lakota Tech. Number 1, Del Rapids is hosting 1-4 Beersford. That game can be seen on 5-star streaming on YouTube. That broadcast being brought to you by Zach Spear. Of course, here, Vermillion at 2-3, hosting Chamberlain at 2-3. Sioux Falls Christian and Millbank. Sioux Falls Christian at 3-2, Millbank at 2-3. And then Lennox, in probably the matchup of the night, Lennox at 4-1, hosting Receiving Votes Dakota Valley at 4-1. Vermillion has seen both teams. Lennox beat Vermillion in the last minute or so. Dakota Valley defeated Vermillion 21-0, but it was much closer than that score would have indicated. In 11 AAA, Sioux Falls Roosevelt currently leads Rapid City Central with 1 minute to go in the second, 40-0. In a big matchup in 11 AAA, number 2 Sioux Falls O'Gorman at the end of the half leads number 3 Sioux Falls Jefferson 7-0. Harrisburg, number 4, is tied with Sioux Falls Washington. They're 6 minutes in to that game. They're tied 0-0. And later tonight, Pierre will be facing Brandon Valley as that game is being played in Pierre. And Sioux Falls Lincoln at 5-0 is hosting Rapid City Stevens at 1-4. I don't know that there's much doubt in that game. Sioux Falls Lincoln has been dominant against everybody. In 11 AA, Mitchell at 0-5 is hosting 4-1 Spearfish, who's ranked 5th. Douglas at 1-4 is hosting Huron at 2-3. Receiving Votes, Aberdeen Central is hosting number 4 Watertown. Both teams are 3-2, so that should be a matchup that we want to keep an eye on. And Pierre against Brandon Valley. Sturgis at 3-2 is hosting number 3 T Area, who is also 3-2. And then finally, number 2 Yankton at 4-1 is hosting 1-4 Brookings. Brookings just got their first victory last week against Douglas. Now, Yankton is coming off that big game against T, so you hope there isn't this letdown. You hope they aren't overlooking Brookings. It's also homecoming in Yankton, so sometimes that can be a lot of distractions. So that's your 11 AA matchup. In 11B, Sioux Valley at 6-0 is hosting 0-6 Baltic. Mobridge Pollock at 2-3 is hosting Receiving Votes. Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central at 5-0. Flanger is hosting Scotland Menno. Mount Vernon Plankinton hosting Wagner at 4-1. Miller Highmore Herald is hosting 4th-ranked Elk Point Jefferson. Number 1 winner is hosting Receiving Votes Bridgewater Emory Ethan. So that should be a good matchup. West Central again against Receiving Votes Tri-Valley. Parker is hosting Redfield. Webster area hosting Groton area. Number 5 Dual hosting Tripp, Delmont, Armour, Andes Central, Dakota Christian. Dakota Hills is hosting Clark Willow Lake, and Rapid City Christian is hosting Hill City. In 9-man action, Gayville Vollen hosting Freeman Marion Freeman Academy. Florence Henry hosting Great Plains Lutheran. Leola Frederick area hosting Potter County. Lyman hosting Bennett County. Parkston, number 1, hosting Receiving Votes Gregory. Chester area is hosting Bon Home. Britton Hecla hosting Ipswich. In the battle of the night, number 2 Hamlin versus number 1 Warner. Receiving Votes, Hanson is facing Garrettson. Stanley County against Timberlake. Dupree hosting Newell. Number 3 Howard is hosting Viborg Hurley. Platte Geddes is hosting Woolsey Wessington. And Kimball White Lake is hosting Receiving Votes Del Rapids St. Mary. And finally, Harding County Bison against Wall. That's a number 2 versus number 4 matchup. And then with 6 minutes to go in the first, Alcester Hudson, 5th ranked in 9A, is hosting number 3 in 9B Avon. They lead them 8-0. Northwestern hosts Harriet Selby area. Lyman hosts Bennett. Canastota hosting Dubrick area. Burke hosting Irene Wakanda. Oldham Ramona Rutland hosting Castlewood. And let's see here. Kadoka area is hosting number 4 Phillip tonight. And then in 9B, Sunshine Bible Academy hosting Cologne. Leola Frederick area against Potter County. Arlington hosting DeSmet. Fulton area hosting Faith and Burke against Irene Wakanda. That's our look around the state, brought to you by the Vermillion Medical Clinic as part of our Midwest Ready Mix pregame show. We'll be back after this 3-minute timeout on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM 1570 AM KVTK, kvtk.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermillion, they strive to provide the highest quality patient-centered dental care in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermillion.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregates, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
Your crew is craving Pizza Ranch? It's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
For the Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermillion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women. Names like Ariat and Carhartt for men. Boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermillion.
Dakota Dome and Vermillion Tanager football, sponsored by First Dakota National Bank. Well, we have taken a look around the state. This is all part of the Midwest Ready Mix pregame show. Well, earlier this week, I had a chance to sit down to talk with Vermillion running back Ryan Chapman. And he's coming off a great game. So let's take a listen to Ryan Chapman, the starting running back, sophomore for the Vermillion Tanagers. Welcome back to our Tanager Talks, brought to you by Hanson Hogemeyer Seeds. On the phone, I have Ryan Chapman, the starting running back for the Vermillion Tanagers. Ryan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I appreciate you making the time to talk with me. I apologize. My meeting last night went long, so I appreciate you carving out some time today. I just wanted to get a chance for people to get to know a little bit more about you. You had a big game last Friday against Custer. Hopefully that'll lead to big things the rest of this season. How have you felt about your performance so far this season?
Yeah, I think I've been doing pretty good. Still learning a lot. Still pretty early into my career.
Well, and it is. This team as a whole, especially a lot of the what would be known as skill position players, are very young. So you guys are kind of learning on the fly. And you're replacing what was an experienced veteran in Jeremy from last year. So how has that learning curve been? What do you do to kind of prepare yourself for each game?
I haven't pulled anything yet, but yeah, Jeremy was great. Hoping to fill his shoes.
Well, and those are big shoes to fill. Was running back a position you always were interested in, or has this been something that just kind of came about as you got into football?
I've been a runner my whole career.
Okay. Right. And how long have you been playing football?
Since third grade.
Since third grade. All right. Now, do you play any other sports?
Yeah, baseball right now.
Baseball?
Do other pickup sports.
Okay. All right. And now, just for the people out there, what year are you in school?
I'm a sophomore.
Or you're a sophomore. Yep. That's what I thought. And that's just kind of underlines the youth of that backfield. You're back there, at the start of the season, you were with a sophomore, and now, due to injury, you're back there with the freshman quarterback. How you guys are kind of learning on the fly and learning together. Do you try to work with the quarterbacks and kind of, try to keep learning things as you go?
I mean, yeah, pretty good chemistry with Nolan, our quarterback.
Okay. Well, I think we have a bad connection because I'm losing about every third word, I think. But we'll keep going here. We'll see what we can get. I apologize. So in school, I know you're a sophomore. Do you have a favorite subject?
I really like history. I love learning about that and have a good history teacher.
Okay. Now, what aspect of history do you like best? I mean, is there a certain time frame or a certain war or certain elements, or is it just history in general?
I like learning probably about the empire stages, like Roman Empire back in the days of the knights and stuff.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's quite an undertaking to learn about that. But man, it laid so much of a foundation of everything we've done politically and socially and governmentally since then. So it's worthwhile to learn all that. Well, congratulations on taking stuff like that on. Who's your? You said you have a good history teacher. Who's your teacher?
That's Mr. Delvaux.
Okay. All right. Well, now let me ask you this, and I know as a sophomore it's sometimes hard to think, too far down the line, but where would you like to see yourself in the future, say 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? What would you like to be doing in college? What would you like to maybe do after college for a career? What are you thinking you'd like to see yourself doing?
For college, probably something in math. My mom's a math teacher, and she always tells me that math jobs pay really good, except for teachers.
Yeah, unfortunately, the people that teach it don't get paid like they should, that's for sure. Now, are you hoping to participate in sports or athletics at the college level, or are you just kind of focused on high school and taking what comes?
I mean, if the opportunity is there, I'll definitely play sports throughout college.
Okay. And again, I know it's early, but do you have any colleges that you're interested in? Just like this would be a school I'd love to go to, or again, maybe is it too early in the whole process to be thinking about that?
I haven't looked into that much, but I'm a Nebraska fan, so.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm a Husker fan too, so I think that's a worthwhile school. I know a lot of people who have gone there and some of the professors there, so Yeah, I could vouch for Nebraska for you. That'll be good.
Yep.
All right. Well, I tell you what is, just try to ask these questions that just teach us a little bit more about you. If you had one final meal, what would it be?
My grandma and grandpa live on a farm, and we get some really nice steaks from them. So I'd love for my family to make some steaks, maybe some cheesy potatoes.
Ooh, that's a good combo right there. And nothing beats a good steak. You can get okay steaks, but man, you get it right from the farm. When my dad butchers, that is, it's a different quality when it's raised right, and they're not pumped with all the artificial stuff to get them to weigh more.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I tell you what, you have 4 games left in the season, in the regular season. You guys are currently in 7th place in the postseason seed points. And again, you're kind of through what would be considered maybe the toughest part of your schedule, having already faced teams that are ranked in West Central, in Lenox, Dakota Valley. What are your, obviously I know your goals are always to win, but what are some goals you have both personally and as a team for the rest of the season?
We obviously want to win, but mostly just playing clean. We got to really just stop making mistakes that are just boneheaded.
And I get that. You hate to beat yourself. If the other team outplays you, that's one thing. But if you outplay them and you beat yourself, that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Well, are you guys thinking? Again, you're 5 games into the season. Are you thinking you guys might be able to get back into the postseason this year?
Yeah, we're thinking maybe we can clutch a spot.
Well, I think that'd be great. And you guys are looking good. Each game, I think you guys just look a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner. Just better decision-making, and maybe not better, but quicker decisions, both from all positions, it seems like. And so you guys have been a joy to watch so far this year, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me tonight. If you had one thing to say to the Tanager fans out there, what would it be?
Roll damn Tanagers.
All right. Roll damn Tanagers. Hey, Ryan, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. Really appreciate it. And you have yourself a great night, and we will, and have yourself a great rest of your homecoming week.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. You have a great night, sir.
All right, you too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sherco in Vermillion is a full-service service center. Sherco LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermillion, South Dakota. Sherco Vermillion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed markets. Become a part of the Sherco team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Visit our sleep experts at the Yankton Slumberland. With over 50 mattresses to choose from, we carry every price, free financing options, and the most trusted brands in the nation like Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. Snoring or lower back pain tormenting you? Seek relief with an adjustable power base. Fall asleep faster and cooler with our sheets and pillow selection. With a 120-night sleep trial, you can't make a mistake. See us today at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway.
To the Dakota Dome in Vermillion Tanager football, sponsored by First Dakota National Bank. You're listening to the Midwest Ready Mix pregame show. Well, earlier this week, I had a chance to sit down with Chamberlain coach Jeff Rademacher, and this is sponsored by Hanson Hogemeyer Seed. Here is that conversation with Coach Jeff Rademacher. Welcome back to our Coaches Conversations, brought to you by Hanson Hogemeyer Seeds. This is Michael Schumacher, and on the line, I have Coach Jeff Rademacher of the Chamberlain Cubs. Coach, how are you doing today?
Doing good. Can't complain.
Well, that is good. It's a beautiful time of year, high school football, and the weather's moderate. It's not too hot, but you can wear a sweatshirt if you want to. School's in full swing. How are you feeling so far this season?
We're feeling pretty good. I guess you're right. I do like this time of year. It's nice and cool out, and I know at the beginning of the season it was really hot, but this last couple of weeks have been nice to be out and getting outside and getting some work in.
Well, and that's exactly right. Really early in the season, so many restrictions had to be put in just because it was so hot. It affected practice. It was affecting games. Now we're into that sweet spot, and we're 5 games into the season. You guys are 2-3, same as the Tanagers that you're facing this Friday. Is this kind of where you thought you might be when you looked at the schedule? I thought, okay, 2-3, 3-2, we're going to be right around that area.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we played some pretty good competition. We just last week played Sioux Falls Christian. And they're I think the number 4 team in the state right now, and Lennox but yeah, I knew the schedule would be a little tough, but no, we were about where we want, and we talk about continuing just to climb the ladder.
Well, and it's one of those odd times. I called last week the pivot week because there were 4 games before last week. There's 4 games after last week's games, and so now people start looking at the seeding points, and you guys are currently 8th. So if the season ended right now, you guys would be in the postseason. Is that something that your kids follow, or do they just kind of go out and play the game?
We kind of talk to them about it, but we also say we got to do one game at a time, and then we got to worry about who we got next up on the schedule, and after that, where the chips land where they may. But we're going to keep fighting and try to make that playoff push.
Well, and you talk about who you're playing next on the schedule. You're facing the Tanagers. It's that odd timing where you're facing a school during their homecoming week, and sometimes that can be a distraction for the home team. Sometimes it can be, a push for them where it buoys them. What's been your experience facing teams during their homecoming?
Sometimes I think we take it as sometimes I think homecoming, sometimes you want somebody that you think you can win against. So we kind of think of it as, hey, you know what, they circled us for homecoming, whether it would be a timing thing or is it because it's a game that they think we can win or not. So that's kind of what we think, and so we're kind of taking that, and you're right. It seems like there's several distractions during the week, so sometimes that can be an advantage to the away team.
And so last year Vermillion came to you guys, and I can't remember, was it your home game or homecoming last year?
It was our homecoming game last year. Yeah,
that's what I thought. And you guys came out victorious on that. This season, what do you look to accomplish when you both offensively and defensively? What's kind of your mindset? Maybe not just even for this game, but overall, when you go into a game, what is your game plan offensively and defensively?
Offensively, we try to, like every coach probably says, is keep a balanced attack. We've got a senior quarterback who's just a great leader, and he's been doing a great job just trying to manage the game and manage the clock and things. So we just kind of try to keep everything balanced. And then on defensively, we have an assignments, and that's one of the things we talk about a lot. I say, hey, you got your assignment. Make sure you do your assignment. If all 11 guys are doing your assignment, then we can play as a unit and we'd be successful.
And so you mentioned your quarterback. Who are some of the names that we can expect to be hearing called throughout Friday?
Cruz Solik at our quarterback position. Like I said, he's a senior this year. I know he's been getting recruited by some colleges. Levi Miller, he's a really big receiver for our. That's Cruz's favorite targets, and Devin and Sawyer, Donovan and Devin Anderson, Dusty Rose. Those are all big targets for them. Defensively, Canyon Burkhart and Peyton Hora. Those guys kind of take upper middle. Those guys play well, play fast, big, and and our linebacker core, they kind of move around really well. So we've got our offensive line probably is one of the. I mean, they're just a bunch of big guys, and they work so well as a unit. So those are just some of the guys that you should be able to see and hear about on Friday.
All right, and then you're facing a Tanager team that is young, so they're kind of they're constantly evolving. Not just game to game, but within the game, because you started off the season with the sophomore quarterback. They now have a freshman quarterback due to injury.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Their running back's a sophomore. And they have a lot of defensive youth as well. What is it that Vermillion? What is it with Vermillion that maybe presents some challenges, and what do you think presents some opportunities for your team?
Yeah, I think you said the biggest thing there is they're young. And I know they've kind of had. I mean, we kind of went through it last year with our quarterback getting injured, and that just takes. That's a process, and it takes time. So that's going to be an opportunity for us. I think we can, try to pressure the quarterback as much as we can on defense. I do know. I don't know his name. Number 11. They throw the ball to him a lot, so we got to know where he's at. But for the most part, I think that and we're a little more experienced. We're very senior heavy this year. A lot of those guys played last year. So that's good. And they like to get the ball on the outside, and they're still pretty quick. So we really got to make sure we maintain the edge, on defense. So, and offensively, like I said, we've got a pretty good, healthy line, and they're big, and we're just going to keep running behind those guys because we're pretty successful running the ball too.
All right. Well, Coach, I am looking forward to Friday. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. Loved watching you guys last year, and I want to thank you so much for carving out some time to talk with me today. I really appreciate it, and best of luck and safe travels on Friday.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Yeah, you too. All right.
Bye-bye. That was Coach Jeff Rademacher of the Chamberlain Cubs here on our Coach's Conversation, brought to you by Hanson Hogemeyer Seed. We'll be back after these messages on Vermillion Streaming and ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK.
Save means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sund.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood down at the lumberyard. Down at the lumberyard.
But it's not just wood at the lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermillion.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager Football, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Up next is our Tanager Coaches Conversation from earlier this week, sponsored by Hanson Hogemeyer Seed with Coach O'Boyle of Vermillion. You'll hear at the beginning he was really happy about the San Diego Padres finally winning an extra innings game. He was part of my show yesterday morning called At the Mic on ESPN Radio from 7 until 9. Here's that interview with Coach Tom O'Boyle. Coach, it is a beautiful morning, and how are you doing today?
Michael, you're right. It's a great, great morning. And first, I've got to get it off my chest. My Padres broke through. They did not set the Major League record for losing in 12 straight extra inning games. They actually won a game last night in the 10th, beat the Giants. So we still have a chance, not mathematically out.
Well, exactly. And, for a team that got off to such a slow start, such high expectations for them, and that was the talk for the first one-third of the season was how poorly the Padres were doing. Well, other storylines have taken over, and people have kind of forgotten they've gotten sneakily good and that they are still in contention for a postseason.
They are hanging by a thread. I have to laugh because they're the worst in the majors in one-run games, and they had lost in 11 consecutive extra inning games, and you have Hader back there in the bullpen, and you've got guys that typically have thrown the ball pretty well. Their offense has just been so spotty this year, and it's a long life as a Padre fan. But boy, I was sure excited going in, and maybe they'll keep Snell around. I think he's a shot to win the Cy Young this year, and I think Hader's been so good at the back end, I think they'll let him go. But I wish they would have traded him before the deadline to get some build the minor league back up. But it's interesting. I love baseball. I'm following all sports, and so it's fun to talk about them.
Well, it really is. And as a Twins fan, just actually last Saturday, I got to see my first Twins game at Target Field. But I understand long suffering. You know, you go into a season and you go into a postseason thinking you have a chance, and you know, the Twins have this cruel record of so many consecutive, not even postseasons, not winning, but games. I mean, since they even won a postseason game has been honestly almost my daughter's lifetime. And
that's tough. Do they have Chris Paddock back? Is he back on the mound throwing?
He is. He made his first appearance on Tuesday, and actually pitched pretty well. He struck out the side, and so that was his first appearance. So I think he's going to be on the postseason roster.
I tell you what, it was a dark day for me when the San Diego let him go. He was a good young pitcher that I just didn't think, you know, he oft injured, but certainly great. You know, he's just a great fiery guy for the clubhouse and the dugout. I think he'll bode well for the Twins.
I think so too. And, you know, the reason I have optimism for the Twins this year is I look at our rotation for the first time, and I look at, we can make choices as to who we think is the best pitcher, not the least bad pitcher for that back end of a postseason run, when we have Sonny Gray, Pablo Lopez, Joe Ryan, Kenta Maeda coming back, has come on strong the last half of the season, and Paddock looked good, you know, just to have that presence there on the bench. I'm getting my hopes up, and that's a horrible thing to do as a fan of any Minnesota sports.
Oh, I hear it in your voice. You're starting to buy in. You'll be Target Field regular out there.
Well, I'm thinking we might. So it's tough. You know, I've always been meaning to ask, because you were a Bengals fan in football, you're a Padres fan in baseball.
Yeah.
How did you become fans of those teams?
Great story. In my family, there are 6 boys, and I'm number 5 out of 6. And when you were 10 years old, we had to declare to our dad, who we lovingly referred to as the commissioner, and with this deal, you had to declare your favorite NFL team and favorite Major League Baseball team, and you could not pick your brother's teams or his teams. You were gonna learn loyalty. You were not gonna be a bandwagon guy. At 10 years old, you had to make a call for the rest of your life as how you're going to be recognized in the family. And interestingly enough, I was born in 1960. So in 69, I still had a year to go, but the Padres and the Bengals were expansion teams, and I thought they had cool names. So here I am, you know, some 63 years later, 53 years later, I've suffered through quite a few losing campaigns.
You have, you know, and the Padres had, boy, the early mid 80s, you know, you had Garvey, you know, you had that run, a little run as a Padre fan. Bengals, they give you hope every once in a while. When I grew up, I was a big Kenny Anderson fan.
Yeah, I am too. It's a shame he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. No, Ken Anderson definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. He was, you know, one of the, I know his numbers compared to what you see now don't compare, and I think too many people put the lens of modern day stats on older players. But right. Ken Anderson should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. And that's the whole thing. You've had great players. I mean, Ken Anderson, Boomer Esiason, you know, Anthony Munoz, Reggie Williams at linebacker. You know, Cincinnati's had those players. They just haven't been able to get over the hump. But, boy, with Joe Burrow, it feels like maybe you guys are going to see a light at the end of this tunnel here shortly.
He certainly seems to be a guy that can step in the huddle. You know, he tells 10 other people what they're going to do, and they buy in. But, boy, they've really done a nice job drafting weapons for him outside. I just don't know what they're going to do in the T. Higgins situation with having to come up. They're going to have to come up with a lot of money for Chase and pay him, and they just paid Burrow made him the highest paid guy in the NFL. And, now you got T. Higgins sitting there who is, I think every bit as good as Chase. And you just gave Mixon, you brought Mixon back. I thought they were going to let him go for cap space. So it's interesting being a Bengal fan. They get out to a slow start seemingly the last 2 or 3 years. And, they've built quite the rivalry in the North Division. What a super division that is to play in, and a tough one. All those teams are good, but then not only them, but you got young quarterbacks in Kansas City and Buffalo, and it's what a league the AFC is.
Oh, it really is. I mean, when you look at even when Aaron Rodgers, before the injury came over to the AFC. The question was he a top 5 AFC quarterback when you start thinking?
I remember that. I remember that discussion, and that's that's pretty legit at his age and what he can do compared to these young guys. It's really become the mobile quarterback league and guys that can keep plays alive and scramble around. And Aaron doesn't do that so much, but boy, he seems to be able to put a ball on a dime in a tough situation over and over again.
Yeah, I've kind of gone back and forth on his attitude. Kind of changes year by year, and so sometimes I love him, sometimes I can't stand him. But I can never deny that he is a great quarterback who has great ability. Well, I tell you, I've loved this discussion, but I think the reason you wanted me that we talk is you've got a game tomorrow.
I could do this all day. I need to come into the studio again. Love to be part of the show. I need to work that in my contract here at the middle school, but
I think so.
No, we do. We've got we have a really big opportunity tomorrow night to get to 500 on the season and really prove the postseason possibilities of playing a very, very good Chamberlain football team that's led by a heck of a quarterback, big number 15. He's 6'4", 210, and really he can throw the ball 50 yards backing up. And he seems to be their, he's the guy that generates all the excitement on their offense. 21 is the kid that will start at their wide receiver spot on the right side, and he was their quarterback last year because 15 was hurt. So he can really run too, and they are fans of the deep ball, so they have the slugger's chance. They throw it down the field without fear, and it doesn't matter down in distance. This big kid sits back there and can rifle it, and he's also a really good runner. I would really think that he's probably a college prospect as a strong safety type guy or outside backer. Boy, he's just a big physical kid that can run, so he has our attention quite a bit. But we've had a great week of practice coming off a victory. It feels so good, and it refreshes the attitude of practice, and we've been able to be over at the USD on the turf the last 2 days, and that really helps you practice for the home games when you're inside on the turf. So all things are going very well. The kids have had, from what I understand, a pretty good homecoming week. We really haven't had any interruptions football-wise due to that respect, but with the Big Friday coming up and a parade and all the assemblies and things tomorrow, you worry a little bit about the mindset of kids going in and are they really locked in. So feel pretty good about Nolan and his week of practice. Nolan Nygren, our quarterback, is doing such a great job. He had a super game last week, as did our offensive line with us being able to run the ball with Chapman inside. And so that's a good film for our opponents to have to prepare for, because we were fairly simple in what we do, and we're going to try to move zone around tomorrow night a little bit and get him some more looks and get him going and having him catching the ball in space and catching the ball in contact. He's kind of had a tough year to that point, but he's still extremely dangerous and a very, very good football player. So we have kids doing that, keep Pete in the slot, and he's doing so. He's had a great year, and Rory's catching the football outside, and Raleigh French seems to do just show up every play on defense and has those kids rallied. And Gary and Louis do a super job of having our defense ready, and we've had a good prep week. So I'm kind of rambling on here a little bit about our homecoming, but I'm excited about the opportunity and excited for our kids.
Well, and I think coming off that Custer game, there's a lot of reason for optimism. In a 9-game season, I've called that the kind of the pivot game because you had 4 games before and 4 games after. And, you know, you were 1-3 heading in, and it really, that 5th game can set the table for the rest of the season, especially the way Vermillion's schedule was this year. Really seemed front-loaded as far as the competition with West Central and Lenox and Dakota Valley, you know, all teams that are either still ranked or still receiving votes in both coaches and media polls, you know, and you know, other than maybe the West Central game, Dakota Valley, couple bounces here and there, and you're right in it. Lennox was down to the final minute. So yeah, right now in the seed points, I know with 4 games left, it's still a little bit early, but right now if the season ended, you guys are in the postseason. So is that something you tell the kids? Just, hey, if we take care of what's in front of us, it'll take care of itself?
Well, you have to be really careful with that, you know, because you know the kids are mindful of the end goal, and everybody wants to play football in November, and that's certainly something we talk about over the summer, not so much during the season or the fall, because kids know they have to want to know every Friday night and do their job and realize that they're, you know, if I'm doing my job, if everybody gives the same effort I do on this play, how successful will we be? And again, we preach the fact that there are 5 to 7 football plays in every game that will go to the house or be big plays and determine an outcome. So you want to be your best each and every play because you don't know when those 5 to 7 plays are going to happen. So, you know, it's not so much of a talk of the end of the year playoff deal, but it's just taking care of business and talking about, you know, where do you want to put yourself Saturday morning when you wake up? You know, how do you want to feel and what's your outlook going to be for the following Friday? So, you know, it really helps when you win a game the way we did, and it really, you know, and in some respect we've been in some close games and lost a little bit like the Padres in extra innings, I guess. But you know, we put ourselves, you know, find the end zone a little bit more, and I think we will have that capability tomorrow night. I need to have a great game. You know, I need to call a good football game, and we just need to click. And all indications are we're headed that way.
Well, and I think so too. And one thing I wanted to mention is just the defensive effort against Custer. You know, there was one completed pass by Custer that was towards the end that got called back because of a penalty, but otherwise they didn't complete a single pass, and obviously in the stat sheet it didn't count as a completion. But I had them down as 54 total yards. I might have been a little inaccurate, but it was a really dominant performance by the Tanager defense. How does that feel going forward? Because the defense has been doing well, you know, French and
really
Voss
well.
And all of that, but it really felt like that was almost a coming out party for that defense.
You know, you're right. But if you watch those kids practice each and every day and watch the way they interact with Coach Budmeyer and Coach Culver, it's a lot of fun to watch, and it's a lot of confidence, and it's a lot of trust. And you know, we love our guys to death, and we tell them that. But that doesn't mean we're not going to coach you hard. And you know, there is no time to loaf, and our kids understand that and practice really hard. And we work very, very. You know, we work against the routes we're going to see. We work against the fronts we're going to see in the blocking schemes. And, you know, our guys are still very young defensively, but we're certainly happy of how they're playing.
Well, and you definitely should be. Well, Coach, this has been a great conversation, and I could talk Padres and Bengals and NFL and Major League Baseball. So, honestly,
well, I'd love it.
If even after football's done, if you're willing to keep coming on, I'd be willing to keep having you, and we can. Are you a basketball fan too? Then
I'm in. You bet. Let's go Clippers.
Clippers. Yep. Okay.
That's because I grew up a Buffalo Braves fan. Bob McAdoo, and then they moved around the country. They were in San Diego for a while now. You know, because when your team moves, you have to move with them. According to the old man. So It was I was a big Bob McAdoo guy.
Okay. Well, I was just saying earlier, I'm kind of somebody that picks, you know, I grew up in the era of Michael Jordan, but I grew up a Trailblazers fan because I was a huge fan of Clyde Drexler.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always kind of pick, because I said Damian Lillard got traded to the Bucks, and my favorite Buck of all time was Sidney Moncrief, and I know there's an entire generation of NBA fans who have no idea who Sidney Moncrief is or was.
Wasn't he out of Arkansas?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I was going to say he's an old Razorback. Yeah, I just shocked myself that I can't find my house 2 days in a row, but I can tell you where Moncrief graduated.
and he was one of my favorite players as well, Moncrief and Alex English and in that whole era.
Oh, so. Alex English, what a player there. Yeah.
Exactly. So I say we keep this up even after the football season's done. We make you a regular.
It makes my morning. Yeah, the kids. Guarantee you, my middle school kids will like you that because I'm a much friendlier guy going down hallways.
Well, that sounds great. Well, Coach, I'm looking forward to talking to you tomorrow night after a homecoming victory. And,
absolutely.
This will be awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come on, and you have yourself a great day.
I sure will. Roll damn Tanagers and Who Day.
Who Day and roll damn Tanagers.
See you later.
We'll see ya.
You ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design-build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. Except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers!
Vermillion Tanager football brought to you by First National Bank of Omaha. Well, they just introduced the homecoming court, the royalty, and congratulations to Eli Meyer and Taylor Barta for winning King and Queen. We want to recognize that it is a national, it's military night, and so as you watch, you'll see that Vermillion will be in camouflage uniforms. That will, instead of their red, so it's the white pants with a camouflage or camo top, representing the military. They are currently playing military music. For each of the branches of the military. So we did want to take this opportunity to discuss how these teams got here. Both Vermillion and Chamberlain are 2-3 right now. And I tell you what, we're going to show a little reverence. We will take a commercial break right now, and we'll come back when the military music is over.
Last week, a guy walked into the UPS store in Vermillion. He did not notice the copiers, the printers, the mailboxes, the banners, the posters, not even the business and shipping supplies. It was like he had blinders on. Hi, this is Jay with the UPS store in Vermillion. Many people don't see everything we have to offer when they stop by the UPS store to ship their packages. They miss all the things we have, like printing, designing. We even offer notary services here at the UPS store, located on Cherry Street in Vermillion.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermillion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermillion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermillion Auto Works.
Vermillion Medical Clinic has an ongoing mission to provide areas with quality health care and convenient access to medical professionals. Our patients at Vermillion Medical Clinic value our dedicated primary care physicians, compassionate PAs, and consistently scheduled outreach specialty care. If you have health questions, need a screening, or have medical concerns for yourself or family members, call us for an appointment or visit VermillionMedicalClinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermillion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermillion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermillion Vision Care Associates.
Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
Here at the Dakota Dome as we get ready for the Vermillion Tanagers against the Chamberlain Cubs. And they have just finished playing the anthems for each of the military branches. And along those lines, I had a chance yesterday to speak with Greg Leering, who will be our October Veteran of the Month. That interview will broadcast every Thursday. So Greg Leering did spend 20 years in the Air Force, and so wanted to thank him and all veterans for their service, but it is Military Appreciation Night. I want to shout out to my dad, Gary Schumacher, and my daughter, Leela Schumacher, for their service, as Leela is currently in the National Guard. So we will keep it here for the national anthem. And that was the national anthem played by the Vermillion High School Band. We want to thank them. It is Military Appreciation Night here in Vermillion, and it's also homecoming for the Tanagers. You'll notice that the Tanagers have on camouflage tops instead of their usual red tops or white tops. Goes with the white pants this evening. And so we want to thank them as the flag is taken off the field. As we talked about how these teams got here, Vermillion is 2-3 on the season, having lost their first two matchups, one to Dakota Valley at Dakota Valley 21-0. And then here to Lennox 18-12 in a last-minute defeat. They traveled up to Millbank and defeated the previously undefeated Millbank Bulldogs 22-20. They fell at home to West Central by a score of 41-7, and then defeated Custer last week 14-0 on the road at Custer's Homecoming. That was their pivot game. They are 2-3, currently 7th in playoff seeding points. The remaining schedule is tonight with Chamberlain at 2-3, Canton, which is currently 3-2. That is at Canton. Then they travel to Madison to take on the currently 0-5 Madison Bulldogs, and then they return home to take on Belle-Fourche, who is currently 0-5. Chamberlain currently sits in 8th place in the playoff seed points, and they have also battled Lennox. They lost 42-26, and that was in Lennox. They lost to Dakota Valley 49-13, defeated Lakota Tech 47-14, defeated Belle-Fourche 46-0, and then lost last week to Sioux Falls Christian by a score of 35-7. They are currently, as I said, in 8th place in seed points for postseason berth. Their remaining schedule is tonight with Vermillion, next week against top-ranked and undefeated Del Rapids. They then travel to take on Millbank and then return home to take on Canton in their closing matchup of the season. Statistically, for Chamberlain, they are led by Cruz Solik. Solik is a good-sized quarterback. He is a senior. He's 6'4", over 200 pounds. He's completed 44 out of 90 passes for 927 yards, averaging 21.1 yards per completion, 231.8 yards per game. He has thrown 9 touchdowns and 11 interceptions for a quarterback rate of 79.5. Leading rushers is also Cruz Solik, 67 carries for 359 yards, 3 touchdowns. Also for Chamberlain, Bryce Royer is a 5'10" running back with 36 carries for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. Leading receiver is Devin Anderson, the senior, with 12 receptions for 199 yards. Also with 12 receptions is Sawyer Donovan, the senior, 12 receptions for 160 yards and 1 touchdown. And so we have had the coin flip. We'll discuss kind of Vermillion's stats as we go along. But they will be led by quarterback Nolan Nygren, the freshman who has been thrust into action due to injuries. And so we are hoping Nolan, as he's made improvements all season long. And again, I am joined by Gage. Gage will kind of chip in periodically as he feels comfortable. And here's the kickoff from Chamberlain. Down to the 10, where it's received by Elijah Lara, and he makes it back to the 25. Spin move to the 30. Still on his feet, and he is down at the 31-yard line. That was Elijah Lara with a 21-yard return. So Vermillion takes over on their own 31-yard line. Here's Nygren with a quick pass to the left to Zone Robinson at the 31, 35, 41, 45, and he is out of bounds at the, they're going to mark him out at the 46-yard line. So a 15-yard reception for Zone Robinson. So that is good for a Vermillion first down. 15 seconds in. Here's Nygren in the shotgun. Quick pass to the right to Connor Peterson, and he makes it out to the Chamberlain 48-yard line. A 6-yard gain for Peterson. So that'll make it 2nd and 4 for Vermillion. They're already on the Chamberlain side of the field at the 48-yard line. Here's a handoff straight ahead to Chapman. Chapman is ahead to the... He's ahead to the 44-yard line. That's going to be close. If it's not a first down, it is awfully close. And they are going to give him a first down. That is Vermillion's second first down on the game. So with 10:55 and counting, Nygren isolated in the backfield. 3 receivers left, 2 right. Here's a quick pass out into the flat, and that is down to the 36-yard line, and that is caught there by Connor Rohrig. Connor Rohrig wearing number 12. Gains 9 on that play. That'll make it 2nd and 1 for the Tanagers from the 35-yard line of Chamberlain. 10:22 to go. Again, empty backfield. Here's a quick pass from Nygren. Deep pass, and that is going to be intercepted. Intercepted at the 7-yard line. So the 4th pass attempt by Nygren is intercepted, and Chamberlain will take over on their own 7-yard line. That is unfortunate. That was a nice drive Vermillion had going there. And that's going to be a killer, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. Vermillion was looking sharp to start out that game. This is going to turn out to be a great game by the end of it.
I think so too. So here is Cruz Solik in the backfield, and he's going to keep it. He's up to the 10, to the 15, and he is close to a first down for Cruz Solik. And they will give it to him, so that is a 10-yard gain for Cruz Solik. So Solik in the backfield, 3 receivers right, 1 receiver left. And he looks to pass, he's looking to his left, and he is flushed out. And that will be a quick pass, and that will fall incomplete. That pass was intended for number 84, Dusty Rose. So that'll stop the clock with 9:41. That will make it 2nd and 10. So 9:41 to go, 2nd and 10 for Chamberlain from their own 17, 18-yard line. Again, Solik, the 6'4" senior quarterback, is in the backfield. 3 receivers left, 1 right. And here's a handoff straight ahead to Bryce Royer. And Royer is ahead for a gain of 5. So that'll make it 3rd and 5 for Chamberlain from their own 23-yard line. Some defensive changes for Vermillion. 9:19 and counting here in the first quarter. Vermillion had a nice drive from their own 31-yard line. Ball was intercepted at Chamberlain's 7. So 3 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Royer in the backfield. Here's Solik, keeps it. goes straight ahead, and he is going to be close. He is going to be close, but I think he's going to be about half a yard short. He needed 5. I think he got 4-ish. And yes, they are going to mark him short. No, they're giving him the first down. I thought that was a rather generous spot.
Very generous spot. It clearly, from up here, it looked like he was well a yard short.
Yeah, so that they'll give it to him, but so now it's 1st and 10 for Chamberlain from their 28-yard line, 8:30 to go here in the first quarter. Here's the snap to Solik. Solik looks right, being pressured, and he is going to be flushed out, and he's going to make something out of nothing, and he will be out of bounds after a gain of 5 yards. So that'll stop the clock with 8:24 to go here in the first quarter. 2nd and 5 for Chamberlain from their own 33-yard line. Been very methodical. 1 incomplete pass, otherwise rushes of 10, 5, 5, and 5 for Chamberlain. Here's Solik with Royer to his left, 1 receiver right, 3 receivers left. Here's the snap. And he is going to be flushed out again. And he will be tackled at the line of scrimmage. So that'll be no gain. No gain. And now that has been the story of the night so far of this first drive is Solik getting flushed out of the pocket. Every other time he's been able to make something out of nothing, but that time Vermillion contained.
Yeah, the way it looks, Chamberlain is going pass heavy. And that's the best way to stop the pass, put pressure on the quarterback, make him uncomfortable there. And Vermillion's doing a great job at doing that.
Exactly. And Solik back in the shotgun, like you said, pass heavy. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Royer in the backfield. This is going to be a keeper. And Solik is going to bull ahead for, I hate to say it, I think he got 4.5, needed 5, but we'll see. I was wrong on the last one.
Yeah, it looks short again.
And they're giving
another first down. Wow.
That's why I was hesitant to say it, but I mean, I'm pretty much straight on from where the first down marker was, and that ball was short, but you don't see him call for measurements much anymore. But with 7:21 to go, that's another first down for Chamberlain. Solik is back in the shotgun again. Royer to his left, 3 receivers left, 1 right. And here's a handoff to Royer, and not much daylight. He will get a yard.
Is that their second rush play of the game?
Second handoff, yeah.
Second handoff. Jeez.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. So we'll see here. So that makes it 2nd and 9 for Solik, or for Chamberlain. Here's a quick pass to the right, and that is going to be completed. That'll be completed to number 21, Sawyer Donovan. So that's a gain of 6 for Sawyer Donovan. So that'll make it 3rd and 3.5 for Chamberlain. 6:09 and counting here in the first quarter. They're right at 45-yard line. Solik in the shotgun. Royer to his right. 3 receivers left. 1 receiver right. And here's the snap. And Solik will keep it. He will bull ahead, and he will get 5 yards. Actually, probably 6. But thought I said nope. Okay, I thought somebody said flag on the play, but I didn't see anything. So now Chamberlain is on the Vermillion side of the field with 5:43 to go here in the first quarter. No score as of yet. So Chamberlain at Vermillion's 49, Solik in the shotgun. 3 right, 3 left, 1 right. Royer in the backfield. Solik will keep it, running straight ahead, and he will get about 5 yards. That's another 5 yards for Solik. He has 7 carries for 36 yards already. So that'll make it 2nd and 5 from Vermillion's 44-yard line. With 5 minutes to go So 4:53. And Solik will keep it, and he will be stuffed for no gain. So that's going to make it 3rd and 5 with 4:14 to go. And here's the back to pass, and that is going to be incomplete. That will be incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th and 5 from the Vermillion 44 for Chamberlain. Will they go for it, or will they...
Yeah.
Or will they punt? What do you think?
This seems like a easy punt situation for me, unless they have a kicker in their back pocket that can make a quick 50-yard field goal.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like they actually are going to go for it. So 3 receivers right, 1 left. Royer to the right of Solik, and here's the snap. And here's the pass. And that's deep, and...
Oh, Vermillion got one back.
But if you're Coach O'Boyle, you like the defense as Connor Peterson intercepted it, but you kind of wish he had just batted it down because you would have had it at the 44, but your instinct is to catch it.
Yes it is. It's always cool to get that highlight reel play.
It is. And so, yeah, you can't fault a kid for bringing it down like that, but yeah, in the end, they're now at their own 13.5-yard line. So here's Nygren. Here's the pitch to Chapman, and Chapman is wrapped up, and that'll be a loss of about 1 for Chapman. There was that kind of option pitch you were wondering about earlier.
I was bringing up the pregame about the option.
So now it'll be 2nd and about 11 and a half from the 12-yard, from Vermillion's own 12-yard line. Nygren brings them to the line. 3 receivers left. Connor Rohrig isolated right. Chapman to the left in the backfield. Nygren looks to the left, across the middle, and that is completed to Connor Peterson at the 25-yard line. And that's going to be enough for a first down. That's going to be a gain of 12 yards. So that's 2 receptions for Connor Peterson for 18 yards. 3:15 to go here in the first quarter. Nygren brings them to the line. 3 receivers left, 1 right. And here's the handoff straight ahead to Chapman. And that will be a gain of about 4 yards for Chapman. And so that gain of 3, that'll take it to a 2nd and 7 for Vermillion from their own 33. Nygren brings in the play from the sideline, 2:47 and counting. Vermillion moved the ball really efficiently to start their first drive, ending in an interception. Here's Nygren out of the shotgun, and here's the fake handoff, sealed off well. Nygren at the 30, cuts back, and he will make it to the 34-yard line. Needed 7, got 6. So nice run, nice decision by Nygren to pull that ball out from Chapman in that RPO. So 2:18 and counting for Vermillion from their own 34. It is 3rd and 1. No score as of yet. Again, both of these teams are 2 and 3. Vermillion 7th in seed points. Chamberlain 8th. Here's the snap. Handoff to Chapman. Chapman bowling ahead. That's 6. That's 10. That is an 11, 12-yard gain for Ryan Chapman. He was hit at the line and just kept his legs churning.
Yeah, what a run. That was an angry run. Ask me.
It was. He was bouncing off defenders. It looked great. And so 1st and 10 for Vermillion from the 46-yard line with 1:46 and counting in the first quarter. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Chapman in the backfield with Nygren. Nygren looks to pass. Oh, he is hit as he throws. And Rohrig with the reception at the 20, 10, 5, down to the 1-yard line.
What a play.
Down to the 1-yard line. And if you're watching on Vermillion streaming, we're going to have that replay down to the 1. Nope, they're going to count him out at the 3. But that was a beautiful, beautiful play. That's a 41-yard reception for Rohrig.
Wide receiver hit a quick double move.
And what was nice is Rohrig was able to make that adjustment as Nygren had been hit. So here they are at the 3-yard line. Nygren in the backfield. And he keeps it, and he will be. No, just short. Just short. Needed 3. It was 1st and goal from the 3. He got, I'd say 2.5.
Yeah, it's about 2 inches away.
Yeah, so that'll make it 2nd and goal for Vermillion. So 1 minute to go and counting. Here's the snap. Under center, straight ahead is Nygren, and I don't think he got in, did he? Yes, he did! Touchdown Vermillion. Ryan Chapman kept the legs moving, scored a touchdown from about half a yard out, if that. And that is a touchdown for Vermillion. They take a 6-0 lead with 50 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And it does look like they are going to go for the point after. So Raleigh French, number 55 tonight, will be kicking the point after from the 10-yard line. Connor Rohrig is the holder. Here's the snap. And there's a penalty flag down. The kick was good, but there's a penalty flag down. We will see if that negates it. Oh, and they're going to call a false start. False start on Vermillion. That'll move them back 5. So again, 1-yard touchdown run by Nolan Nygren creates this 6-0 lead for Vermillion with 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. But there was a false start, so now Raleigh will be kicking from the 15 as Connor Rohrig looks to hold, gets down on one knee. French is awaiting the snap. Here's the snap and the kick. It is up, and it is no good. So that 5-yard penalty cost them an extra point. So with 50 seconds to go in the first quarter, Vermillion leads 6-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM 1570 AM KVTK and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Worse than having to spend all day at the laundromat. A lot of them are hot, sticky, and smell bad. In Vermillion, you want to avoid that situation. Yuck. Eastgate Maytag Laundry is super clean and open 24 hours a day. Eastgate has super giant 60-pound washers and giant 70-pound dryers to make your wash day fly by. Eastgate is also located near many local restaurants if you want to grab a quick bite. Next time your laundry is piled up, pile into Eastgate Maytag Laundry, located next to Jimmy John's on Cherry Street in Vermillion.
Here, 50 seconds to go. I'm Michael Schumacher, along with Gage. We are bringing you some Tanager football where Vermillion has taken a 6-0 lead on a beautiful drive. It's their second beautiful drive. The first one, unfortunately, ended in an interception, but Vermillion has to be feeling really confident in their offense right now.
Yeah, even with the interception, that first drive, they looked electric. Most people say homecoming's a distraction, but today, they came out firing on all cylinders.
They really did. And so back deep for Chamberlain to receive this kick. And that kick is going to land at about the 13. That goes into the hands of Sawyer Donovan. And Donovan loses the ball, and Vermillion has it. Vermillion has it. As Vermillion will take over. Vermillion will take over at the Chamberlain 19-yard line. He just took the ball away. I couldn't see a number on that, but oh man. So on the kickoff in 9 seconds, again, 41 seconds to go. Vermillion now has the ball at the Chamberlain 19-yard line. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Ball to Nygren. Nygren looking right. He has it. And that is Landon Cerny. And Cerny is out of bounds at the 5-yard line. That is a 14-yard pass play to Landon Cerny. So a lot of great plays by Nygren. So first and goal from the 5-yard line for Vermillion. 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. So it's not like they need to get it in before that clock runs out. Here's the handoff to Chapman straight ahead. Bowling ahead for about 2 yards. 2 yards for Chapman. That'll bring up second and goal from the 3. As 17 seconds going down, I think Vermillion might just let this clock run down. Nygren doesn't seem to be in a hurry to get the play in, as 10 seconds are counting down. So we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with the second quarter here on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
The First Bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Piper, the sign says it all. Flowers and gifts. The store is bustling with something new all the time. There are flowers for any occasion, weddings, anniversary, birthday, or just to say I love you. There's coffee, soups, dips, and sweets. Need to give someone a chuckle? The socks say it all. Home decor, candles, jewelry, memorial items are all found at your gift store of Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, corner of 15th and Broadway in Yankton. You can also shop online, and best of all, we deliver to.
Welcome back to the Dakota Dome. We're in the second quarter, where Vermillion has the ball, second and goal from the 3. Hands off to Chapman. He is met in the backfield, loses a yard. So a loss of 1, so it will be third and goal from the 4. With 11:46 and counting here in the second quarter, Vermillion holds that 6-0 lead. But their offense has really been able to move the ball at will. And this drive started with the benefit of a turnover. Vermillion just pulled the ball away on the kickoff after their first touchdown. So here's Nygren in the backfield. Looks to pass. Rohrig to the left. Oh, just over his head. And that is going to be an incompletion for Nygren. So that will stop the clock with 11:21 to go. Do you go for it here, or do you kick a field goal?
What are they on, the 3-yard line?
I think the 4.5.
4.5. Oh, I think I just take the 3 points right here.
I think I do too. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. It looks like they have the kicking tee out there. So Raleigh French, who made his first extra point, but it was called back because of a false start, will try to kick this field goal. It'll be a 22-yard field goal for Raleigh French. Connor Rohrig is the holder. Here's the snap and the placement. It is up, and it is good. It is good. Vermillion has taken a 9-0 lead with 11:17 to go here in the second quarter. So we'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Take the weight when your furnace and AC needs repair by joining Larry's Heating and Cooling Comfort Care and Elite Care Club. Larry's Comfort Care Club features seasonal maintenance discounts on service and no overtime charges. Larry's Elite Club includes seasonal maintenance, free parts, free labor, free service calls, and both mean you are in front of the line for service. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling and sign up for the Comfort Care or Elite Care Club. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermillion.
in Vermillion, where the Tanagers now have a 9-0 lead with 11:17 to go. Here in the second quarter, Vermillion's offense has been able to move the ball beautifully. Not effortlessly, but with minimal effort. So here's Raleigh French looking to kick off to Chamberlain. Back deep is Sawyer Donovan and Devin Anderson. Here's the kickoff. And that will be brought back to the 30-yard line by Levi Miller. So 22-yard return by Levi Miller brings Chamberlain out to the 30-yard line, maybe the 31. So with 11:10 to go, Chamberlain looking to try to get something going. They had a few first downs in that first drive, and then that stalled on the Vermillion side of the field. Like you said, they were pass heavy in that first one. We'll see if they keep that. Otherwise, it was keepers by Cruz Solik for the most part. So empty backfield, 3 receivers left, 2 right, Solik in the shotgun. And penalty flag. Is it going to be illegal motion or delay a game? No, they're going to call something on Vermillion. Neutral zone infraction on Vermillion. So that makes it 1st and 5. I think Vermillion was claiming that there was some extra movement by Chamberlain, but to no avail. So 1st and 5 from the 36-yard line. Solik still alone in the backfield. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Dusty Rose in motion. Solik keeps it, makes it to the 40. They're going to count him out at the 47. No, 49. All right, so that was a gain of 8 yards. That was a gain of 8 yards for a first down. Chamberlain moving the clock. They are now at the 44-yard line. With 10:41 to go. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Solik again alone in the backfield. 3 receivers left, 1 right. And it'll be a keeper by Solik again. This time he gets 2 yards. 2 yards, well defensed by Vermillion on that one, making it 2nd and 8 as the clock continues to run. 10 minutes, 20 seconds, and counting. As Vermillion has had 2 good drives and then a short drive based off a turnover on a kickoff. Chamberlain really probably wants to get something here just to keep it within distance, because it doesn't look like they're able to stop that Vermillion offense quite yet.
No, I think they need something out of this drive if they want to keep pace with Vermillion.
Here's the snap to Solik. Solik gets a little pressure, but nice pass deep, and that is complete. That is complete to Dusty Rose.
What a catch.
That was a beautiful play down to the 12-yard line. So a 42-yard pass play to Dusty Rose. And that brings up 1st and 10 for Chamberlain from the Vermillion 12. And that was a beautifully thrown ball by Solik, too.
Yes, put it right in his hands.
Because the coverage wasn't bad. He had 1 step on Rohrig, and that was it. So 9:18 to go. Here's Solik in the backfield. He'll keep this, moves to his right, and he is met there and bounces off, bounces to the right, and he is going to be in for a touchdown. That is a 12-yard touchdown run by Solik. And you can tell this is why Coach Rademacher talked about the fact that Solik is receiving looks from colleges. That was a nice run by the 6'4" senior quarterback to make the score 9-6 with 9:06 remaining. So Levi Miller to kick, Solik to hold as Chamberlain goes for the point after. Again, the score is 9-6. Here's the snap and the kick. It is up and it is good. And just like that, score is 9-7. So with 9:06 to go, we'll be back in 30 seconds on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
We are back at the Dakota Dome where Chamberlain has just struck, and they have cut into Vermillion's lead. It's now 9-7 with 9:06 to go. Kicking off for Chamberlain will be Levi, Miller, back deep, Elijah Lara, and Zone Robinson for Vermillion. Here's the kick, and it's a squibber along the ground. That's going to be fielded there by Ryan Chapman at the 25 to the 30, 35 to the 40, and he is out of bounds at the Vermillion 41-yard line. Nice play by Ryan Chapman. Nope, they're going to count him out at the 40, but still, 15-yard return on a squib. Vermillion will take that. So Vermillion takes over. 9:01 to go here in the first half. Nolan Nygren in the shotgun. Ryan Chapman lined up behind him. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Oh, bad. Not a bad snap. Nygren was just unable to contain it. And he is sacked for an 11-yard loss. I think, a 10-yard loss. So 2nd and 20. I think Nygren was starting to look at the play before he got the ball into his hands because the snap looked good.
Yeah, I think he kind of forgot he needed to catch the ball. He was more worried about where his guys were going to be downfield.
Yep. And that's a freshman mistake. That's going to happen. But Chapman lined up to the left of Nygren. 3 receivers left. 1 receiver right. 8:25 to go. Here's the snap. Nygren. And that ball is batted down. So all of a sudden it's 3rd and 20. And Chamberlain feels like maybe they've got some momentum going here. 8:21 to go here in the second quarter. Chamberlain would love to get a stop and get the ball back and maybe let Cruz Solik cook, as they say about Russell Wilson. Here's the snap, the handoff straight ahead to Chapman. Chapman is good for 5, 10, 15, he's in the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, down to the 25-yard line. Ryan Chapman.
Yeah, any momentum Chamberlain had, it is now gone after that play.
That is a 45-yard run for Ryan Chapman, and they had him contained. I thought it was going to be a 1 or 2 yard gain. He bounced it out to the left. You've got to love that. He is doing some really heavy-duty running tonight. And Chamberlain has called a timeout, so we'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
Chapman has just completed a 45-yard run. It was 3rd and 20, and Chapman just bounced it out to the left and really took it to the house almost. So Vermillion now has the ball at the Chamberlain 25. Chapman in the backfield. Nygren, he's coming back into the shotgun. There'll be 3 receivers left. Connor Rohrig isolated right. Here's the snap. Handoff to Chapman. Chapman again with a gain of, looks like 6-7 yards for Chapman. So Chapman has had 8 carries. 6 of them have been for positive yards. And right now he has 72 yards on the night already for Chapman. So it's going to be 2nd and 3 for Vermillion with 7:35 to go here in the second quarter. Nygren, Chapman to his right, and he keeps it. And he is going to get that first down. That's going to be a gain of 5 yards for Nygren. And that's what Chapman running so well will do. They have to commit to Chapman if they think they're handing it off.
Yeah, I agree. You can't just be like, oh, is it going to be an option? You have to cover Chapman after that long run, and the way he's just been bruising it down the middle.
Exactly. And so now Nygren, 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Chapman to his left. Nygren looks to pass over the middle. Oh, through the hands of Zone Robinson. It was a little behind him. I think Zone's going to look at that and say, I still should have had it, but it could have been a better pass. So there's fault to go around on that one.
Yeah, I think he had to put it a little behind him just because that cornerback was a little with him.
He was. He would have been in a position. He put it where no one else could get it. That is what he did, though. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Chapman to his left. Here's Nygren. Looks to the left, looks to Rohrig, and that is complete down to the 3-yard line. Boy, is that going to be a first down? If it's not, it's going to be 3rd and really short.
Looks like they might give it to him.
Yep, 1st and goal. That is a gain of 10 yards on that pass. Rohrig now has 60 yards receiving, so it's 1st and goal for Vermillion from the 3. And Rohrig isolated right, 3 receivers left. Chapman to the left and Nygren in the shotgun. And Nygren will keep it, and he will get ahead for about 2 yards. He's going to get down to the 1. So as that clock continues to run, 6:14 and counting.
They better give it to Chapman here. After that big run to bail him out on that 3rd and long, he deserves this touchdown.
He deserves to get a little reward here. So 6 minutes gone. We are halfway through this second quarter. Vermillion leads Chamberlain by a score of 9-7. Here's the handoff to Chapman. Bulls straight ahead, and they are going to, wow, just short of the goal line. So that's going to make it 3rd and goal from about the half-yard line. This Vermillion offense is really clicking tonight. We'll see if they can bull it in. And they have a few options. I mean, whether you go Nygren with the sweep or sneak, or do you hand it off to Chapman? Nygren is under center, and it's going to be a sneak, and there's a penalty flag. Are they going to call it on Vermillion, or is it going to be on Chamberlain?
It almost looked like he tripped when he got the ball.
And they are going to call a false start on Vermillion, so that'll make it 3rd and goal from the 6, which takes the sneak out of the option, but brings up other options, pass plays, potential. So 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line with 5:19 to go here in the first half. It's Military Appreciation Night, so if you're watching and you wonder why Vermillion's uniforms are camouflage, it is in honor of that. Here's the snap to Nygren. Nygren looking to pass into the end zone, and that is just out of the reach of Connor Rohrig. So they'll probably go for another field goal as French stays out there. Trying to go up 12-7. So French will be kicking this from the 13-yard line, making it a 23-yard field goal. Connor Rohrig with the hold. Here's the snap and the kick. It is up, and it is no good. No good, so the score remains Vermillion 9, Chamberlain 7 with 4:59 to go. So Chamberlain takes over on their own 20-yard line. With 4:59 to go here in the first half, Chamberlain looking to maybe put together a drive, try to take the lead before halftime, which would be a shock with the way this Vermillion offense has been able to move the ball.
Yeah, Vermillion's been moving it very well, and it almost seems like they should be up a lot more than 2, but a missed field goal and interception deep in enemy's territory.
Yep, those add up. That could be 19-7 if not for that. Here's the snap to Solik. Moves it off the right-hand side, and he's down to the 30. To the 40. He's at midfield. He's to the 40. The 30. And he'll be out of bounds at the Vermillion 20-yard line. Wow, that is a gain of 60 yards for Cruz Solik.
Solik is keeping them in this game single-handedly.
He really is. You know, between that run right there, that beautiful pass to Dusty Rose for 40-some yards, those two plays alone are keeping Chamberlain in this. So it's 9-7, 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Cruz Solik alone in the backfield in the shotgun. 3 receivers left, 2 right. Here's the snap. Solik keeps it up the middle, and he will be tackled after a 3-yard gain. That'll make it 2nd and 7. As this Vermillion or Tanager defense looks to hold here. At the very least, hold to a field goal or a field goal attempt. So under 4 minutes to go, 3:54 and counting. Solik in the backfield. This time, Bryce Royer is back there with him. 3 receivers left. 1 receiver right isolated is Sawyer Donovan. And here's the snap to Solik. And he will hand off to Royer. Royer straight ahead. And he is met there after a gain of about 2. So that'll make it 3rd and 5 from the 14-yard line. With 3:21 and counting, Chamberlain is on the move, but Vermillion is getting their hackles up. So here it is, 3rd and 5 from the 14-yard line. Royer in the backfield to the right of Solik. Sawyer Donovan isolated right. 3 receivers left. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. And Solik will keep it, move straight ahead, and he will not get the first down. He will get down to the 12-yard line, a gain of about 2. He's going to be about 3 yards short, I think. That's going to make it 4th and a long 2, short 3, with 2:41 to go. And Chamberlain looks to the sidelines to see exactly what they're thinking they want to do. 2.5 minutes to go. Again, Vermillion 9, Chamberlain 7. Solik is in the shotgun. Royer to his left. 3 receivers left. Donovan isolated right. And it looks like they're just going to try to draw him off sides. They might call a timeout here. But it almost looks like they're just trying to draw him off to get that easy first down. Nope. Here's the snap to Solik. And he's going to bounce it out, and he's going to be tackled.
Short.
I think short. We're going to see. We've been wrong twice before on Chamberlain possessions, and they gave him a first down.
Oh, man.
That is the 3rd one that I mean, they're close, but I've had them short every time.
Yeah, me too.
So it is now 1st and goal from the 9. And what kills me is when the officials aren't even on the same yard line. You know, there's no communication between them. So here's the snap to Solik. Looks to pass to Sawyer Donovan, and that is a 9-yard touchdown pass from Cruz Solik to Sawyer Donovan. And Chamberlain has taken a 13-9 lead. Will they go for the extra point or go for 2? They'll probably go for the extra point. It looks like Miller's a pretty decent kicker. So with a minute 38 to go here in the first half, Chamberlain leads Vermillion 13-9 with the extra point attempt waiting. Here's the snap. Hold by Solik. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So Vermillion now trails Chamberlain by a score of 14-9. We'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, AM 1570 KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
If you're considering a new roof, you want to put your roof in the hands of Dave's Roofing. Dave's Roofing specializes in residential roofing and has over 10 years of experience. Dave's Roofing covers any job from a 60 to 80 mile radius of Sioux City and has a 10-man crew that completes most jobs in one day. Dave's Roofing will make sure the cleanup job is done right afterwards too. And the products installed are impact rated and eligible for homeowners insurance discounts. Look up Dave's Roofing on Facebook and check out the work that's been done and customer testimonials.
Dakota Dome, where the Vermillion Tanagers now trail Chamberlain 14-9 with a minute 38 to go here in the first quarter, or the first half. Levi Miller will be kicking off for Chamberlain. Back deep, Elijah Lara and Zone Robinson. And here's the kick. It's going to come down. Zone will pick it up at the 15, to the 20, 25, to the 30. Oh, and tripped up by the shoelaces at the 30-yard line, which is where Vermillion will take over with a minute 31 to go, 29-yard line. Since he was moving backwards, they counted him back. So with a minute 31 to go here in the first half, Vermillion takes over at their own 29-yard line. Now, their offense has shown the ability to strike tonight, but a minute 30 is not much time. They do have all 3 timeouts remaining, though. So Nygren alone in the backfield. Quick pass, and that is dropped by Zone Robinson. I think Zone knew he had some daylight ahead of him. Just another case of got to secure it first. So with that incomplete pass, time remaining 1:28 here in the first half. So Nygren in the shotgun, 2 left, 2 right, fakes the handoff. He will keep it, and he will gain a yard. And so that'll make it 3rd and 9 for Vermillion from their own 30-yard line with a minute 17 to go.
Timeout.
And Chamberlain is taking a timeout, thinking they can get the ball back here. So we'll take a quick 30-second timeout here on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK. Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with the work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermillion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
And welcome back to the Dakota Dome. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside with Gage. Helping me out tonight, Vermillion, 3rd and 9 from their own 30-yard line with a minute 15 to go. Chamberlain just called a timeout thinking that they can possibly get the ball back here. So Nygren in the backfield, 1 receiver right, 3 to the left, and that's going to be a timeout Vermillion. We're just going to keep it right here. We'll keep it right here. What would you do if you were Vermillion right now?
I think you got to give it to the guy that's been getting you the yards.
I think so too. Just tell the blockers, hold your blocks. Let Chapman do his thing. He's been able to, at the very least, he's been able to get, he's had runs of 4, 12, 45, 7. He gets you chunks. I know you need 9 here. I think it'd be a good chance to, and they wouldn't necessarily be expecting it. So I think it'd be a good opportunity to catch him off guard. So there's a minute 15 to go here in the first half. Vermillion led at one point 9-0. And then, like I said, there's a missed field goal in there. There was an interception at the 7-yard line of Chamberlain. And here's Nygren in the backfield. It's going to be a quick pass over to Zone. Zone's at the 30, at the 35. He's churning. He's keeping his legs running, and they're going to call him down at the 37, so he will be 2 yards short. 2 yards short of the first down. And who called? Okay, Chamberlain took their timeout. And again, we'll just keep it here. I think if you're Vermillion, boy, 58 seconds. I know that 2 yards is really enticing, but boy, the way this Chamberlain offense can strike. Do you risk giving it back to him on the 40 on your own 40-yard line, or do you punt it away and play field position for the last minute?
I think you got to punt it away here with how amazing Chamberlain's quarterback has been playing. You can't give him the ball inside your own territory.
That's exactly what I was thinking, because he's been able to create something out of nothing. Now, I know Chamberlain has no timeouts left, so it would only be a few plays if it's him running. But we obviously saw in the one pass play how pinpoint he can be. Well, actually, two. You know, this touchdown pass had a lot of nice touch to it to Sawyer Donovan here in the corner.
Yeah. The wide receiver did his job of getting open, and he just placed a beautiful ball where he needed to.
He did. So here's Vermillion. Now, if you're looking, they're lined up like a lot of teams. Their quarterback is also their punter, so they can line up in a way to see what the defense looks like. Nobody's back deep for Chamberlain. I'm expecting Nygren to just grab this and pooch punt it, get it down to about the 30-yard line of Chamberlain.
Timeout Vermillion.
And timeout Vermillion. And again, we'll just keep it here, because otherwise you'd be getting nothing but ads. So Vermillion, I think maybe they were planning on going for it, but maybe not seeing anybody back, they thought, okay, Chamberlain set up on defense. I just think, I know there's the old no guts, no glory type of saying, but you're on your 36-yard line. That's a short field with 1 minute, 1 second left with the way Cruz Solik has really been playing this second quarter.
Yeah, I like the idea of going for it, but I think the smart play here is just to punt it down.
Because it really feels like with the momentum in Chamberlain's favor, that really could be that boulder finally just rolling down the hill completely.
Yeah, I do think it could be the dagger of this half to really get the lead for Chamberlain if they don't convert here.
And they are going for it. Completed pass to Rohrig, and he'll be out of bounds at the 47. All right, that's why Coach O'Boyle is the coach, and I guess we're not.
Yeah.
That's a nice 11-yard gain. That was a quick pass from Nygren to Rohrig.
Rohrig was open with room to run, too. You would have thought you would have played a little bit tighter on coverage.
Yeah.
It's only 2 yards.
Well, I tell you what, Connor Rohrig in this first half has 72 yards. No, 71 yards on 4 catches. So a nice night for Rohrig so far. 57 seconds to go. Nygren in the backfield. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Nygren looking to pass, pulls it down, and just throws it out of bounds. Incomplete. Smart play by the freshman. That'll stop the clock with 52 seconds remaining here in the first half. Chamberlain 14, Vermillion 9. And that's one of the things that ever since he took over the starting quarterback role due to injury to Hayden Christofferson, Nygren's decision-making has been much better. There would have been a time where he would have just tried to run for that, and the clock would have continued to run. You would have had to use a timeout.
Yeah, and of course I wasn't with you in Custer, so I didn't see that game. But even compared to when I watched him against West Central, he looks more calm in the pocket. Looks like he's reading the field a little bit more, a little bit better than he did 2 weeks ago.
And I think you're exactly right. Now, that was a good pass. He just wasn't able to put enough on it to get it to Connor Peterson. Chamberlain was able to catch up to it and just defend it. So that will make it 3rd and 10 from Vermillion's 48-yard line with 45 seconds to go. You know, he was running to his right, he had to throw across his body, just wasn't able to put enough on it to get it to Peterson in a timely fashion. So we'll see what they dial up here as Vermillion comes to the line. Connor Rohrig, who's been the star of the night in the passing game, isolated to the right, 3 receivers left. Nygren in the backfield. Chapman stays into block. And Nygren with a pass to Peterson at the 40, 35, and he is out of bounds at the 32-yard line. That was a nice little jump pass by Nygren. Gets it over the defense. Peterson was just waiting.
Yeah, it looked like Peterson just found the little open spot in the coverage there, and like we've been talking about, the quarterback just had the patience, had the ability to read like most freshman quarterback normally don't.
He did, and you've really seen a maturation process for Nolan Nygren out there. So 37 seconds. Vermillion at the 32-yard line of Chamberlain. Here's Nygren, back to pass, over the middle, and that is caught by Rohrig at the 10-yard line. First down, and 31 seconds to go. Vermillion comes to the line. I think it's just outside the 10. I don't know. Nope, they're going to call it first and goal. First and goal. So 22 yards, another 22 yards for Rohrig. 22 seconds. Here's the snap. Nygren looks to pass. Quick pass, and that is complete. I can't see. That was to Rohrig for a 4-yard gain, and Vermillion will call timeout. So that was down to the 6. So it's going to be second and goal. 14 seconds to go. Vermillion, I believe, still has 1 timeout remaining after this. Or do they?
I thought they were out of timeouts. I must have had it wrong here, even on the scoreboard.
Because the scoreboard here says they have 2, and I know they don't have 2 because they took at least 1 in that back and forth, but they might have taken 2. This might have been their final timeout. So this might be for the ball game. Really limits your decisions. You can't really go to Chapman because it's really just 1 play. If you pass it, you probably can get 2, maybe 3 plays out of this. And they did add a second, so there's 15 seconds remaining here on the scoreboard in the Dakota Dome. 15 seconds to go here in the first half. Vermillion driving. Chamberlain leads 14-9. And even if you get an incomplete pass or 2, French could still try a field goal. But here's Nygren in the backfield. Looks to pass. And that is batted down. So that play cost 3 seconds. There's 12 seconds remaining. It's going to be third and goal from the 6-yard line. So you can try one more pass play. It needs to either be out of bounds or a touchdown. If it's incomplete, you can still try a field goal.
Yeah, I think if they really wanted to, they could get 2 plays out of this. They say the average snap is only 7 seconds long. So
the only reason I say because it's third down, you'd have to make that 4th down decision, and you might just want to try to put points on the board. But you could try to get 2 plays out of it too.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even look at that.
So here's 3 receivers right. Nygren rolls to his left. Here's the pass, and that is over the head. And who was the player down there for Vermillion? That was Landon Cerny. So 7 seconds to go, and they will bring out the kicking team.
Do you agree with that? Are you going to kick it?
Boy, the way this offense has been moving it, I almost think I would try to go for the touchdown and try to take the lead heading into the half.
Are you going to pass it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so. I'd do some sort of play action. I'd line up in the eye with Chapman in the backfield, fake a handoff to him, at least make them think that you might be giving it to Chapman. But 7 seconds to go. French, this will be a 24-yard field goal. He's made from 22, missed from 23. So here's the snap and the kick. It is up, and it is good. It is good. So, with 4 seconds remaining in the first half, Vermillion now trails Chamberlain 14-12. So they will kick off. Again, we're just going to keep it right here because it's going to be a kickoff, maybe a play, and then we'd be back to commercials. So we're not going to do the commercials bouncing back and forth. We'll get plenty of in the post game and halftime. So this has been a great first half of football, though. This has been fun to watch.
Yeah, it's really exciting. From the beginning of the game, the high-powered offense to the big stop on defense with the interception, and then same thing when Chamberlain had the ball on the first drive, to now now both teams are starting to figure it out and put points on the board.
Exactly. And so Vermillion will kick off. Back deep for Chamberlain will be, looks like Levi Miller, Devin Anderson, and I think maybe, nope, not Dusty Rose, Sawyer Donovan. So Devin Anderson, Sawyer Donovan, and Levi Miller back deep for Chamberlain. French has the ball on the 40, kicking it off. Again, 4 seconds to go here in the first half. And we hope you stick around for our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. And these water breaks brought to you by Merce Appliance. That is a pooch kick, and that was touched by Chamberlain. That's a live ball, and they will go down. And 2 seconds remaining, 1 second remaining. So Chamberlain has time for one play. Each of those timeouts, I forgot to mention, brought to you by Murph's Appliance. At the half, we will look at scores around the state, look at some stats from this game. Again, that is our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. But we've got 1 second to go here, and you know, 1 second can mean one play, and plays have been huge. We've had a number of big plays in this game. 22 yards, 20 yards, 41, 45, 60.
It looks like they're just going to go to half.
They're just going to go to the half. All right. Well, we'll be back with our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show after this 2-minute timeout here on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, Access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermillion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermillion.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Dakota Dome. The pride of Vermillion Marching Band is out there right now showing off their skills, looking good. And so we are here at the half where Vermillion trails Chamberlain in an active first quarter, 14-12. For Vermillion, let's look at some of the stats. Ryan Chapman, 9 carries for 73 yards, averaging just over 8 yards per carry. Nolan Nygren with 7 yards on 7 carries. A couple of 1-yard carries and then a 10-yard loss is what kind of created that. As you are listening to our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. But Nygren does have 173 yards passing. He is 12 of 21. The leading receiver is Connor Rohrig, who right now has 99 yards receiving. Zone Robinson with 22, Connor Peterson with 38, and Landon Cerny with 14. Also, Raleigh French is 2 of 3 on field goals, making from 22 and 24, missing from 23. For Chamberlain, obviously, their offense pretty much summed up by the name Cruz Solik. He has 15 carries for 126 yards. He has 3 completions on 5 attempts for 57 yards. So he has pretty much been their offense the entire time. That one 42-yard pass down to Dusty Rose that led to a touchdown. A 60-yard run that led to another touchdown. It's been a game of big plays. And Vermillion, right now, I think Coach O'Boyle can be talking to his team saying, we've left points on the field. Whether it's that missed field goal or the missed point after touchdown, which was made the first time, but due to a false start, they had to re-kick and was missed the second time. And then that interception, Chamberlain on the very first drive intercepted it at their own 7-yard line. So Vermillion can almost look at 11 points that they should be able to have out there. They could say it should be 23-14. It should be almost a 9-point lead. So while that's heartening to say, okay, we could have had this, you don't. So right now you're down 2. What if, as a player, former player, what would you be thinking right now there in the locker room?
I'm thinking you got to stop that quarterback. He looks like the heart and soul of their team there, and right away in the game, it looked like the guys up front were doing a great job at stopping him, especially in the run. They kind of got a little killed by the pass game, but as the half progressed, he picked up the run game, and he got the yards when they needed it, and he even broke a couple big plays, as we've seen, and that just led to the pass game being even more open. If I'm O'Boyle, you got to stop the quarterback. He's making everybody look good, and almost looks like Jalen Hurts as he did this last NFL season, and I think that's the key to stopping him, and it's almost too obvious. But
no, I think you're right. I think you almost have to. Just like teams that do against the Tennessee Titans, they sell out against Derrick Henry. You almost have to sell out against Cruz Solik. You almost have to say, okay, we need to bring another player to the line for contain. You almost, until they start using Royer more, you don't even worry about their running back. He's carried the ball twice. He's carried the ball 3 times for a total of 8 yards until they show that he's an actual until they show that he's an actual weapon, that he's an actual tool that they will use. I think you can ignore him.
Yeah, you got to get someone else to beat you, because right now only one guy's beating you in this game, and you can't be mad if someone else beats you because you took away their main weapon.
Exactly, and the thing is, if you're able to get pressure, if you're able to bring that extra person and get pressure on Solik, those passes might not be as crisp. Those passes might not be delivered as well, or they might be hurried. But he has shown that if given enough time and enough space, he can make some really accurate throws. He is a really talented player.
Yeah, we were talking about this when we went to commercial. That first long, big touch or big long pass was a perfect pass.
Yep.
You couldn't have thrown it any better. Wide receiver just had to have 2 hands to stick out in the air to have the ball land in. And then even on this touchdown, he had the time, he had his feet set, and he just threw up a nice little ball for his wide receiver to just catch with his eyes closed even.
Exactly. He had some nice touch. And that's not to say Nolan Nygren has thrown the ball really well tonight, too. A few overthrows, mainly to Connor Rohrig, that, again, could have been a touchdown or something here. But there again, that's a freshman. Those are things that you learn. So Nygren, it's a battle of 2 really nice quarterbacks. We'll see if Chapman can make the difference for Vermillion, or if somebody defensively for the Tanagers can step up and create that difference in stopping Solik.
Yeah, I do think this game's going to come down to the defense. The 4 guys up front, or maybe they'll change it to 5 here in the second half. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Nope, I agree completely. Well, You're listening to our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. We're going to take another 2-minute timeout, and then when we come back, we'll look at scores from around the state on our Midwest Ready Mix, our Vermillion Medical Clinic scores around the state. And we will be back in 2 minutes on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, AM 1570 KVTK, Vermillion, streaming on YouTube.
Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermillion, they strive to provide the highest quality patient-centered dental care in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermillion.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregates, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASB track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
Tanagers are taking on the Chamberlain Cubs, and we are at halftime, where Chamberlain leads Vermillion by a score of 14-12. Let's take a look around 11A first, since that's the class we're currently in. As I said, Madison, don't be deceived by that 0-5 record. They are currently tied with number 3 Canton, 14 all, 1 minute into the second half. Custer leads Deadwood 14-7. That is out in Custer. West Central leads Tri-Valley at the half 14-6. Belle Fourche leads Lakota Tech 21-18, 1 minute into the second half. And Del Rapids leads Beersford 38-0 at the half. Sioux Falls Christian leads Millbank at the half 35-14. And Lennox, in a bit of a surprise, currently leads Dakota Valley 22-0. Now, I picked Lennox to win. I just wasn't expecting it to be that decisive so far. So that is at the half in 11A. Let's look at 11 AAA. Sioux Falls Roosevelt defeated Rapid City Central 40-6. O'Gorman, number 2 O'Gorman, defeats number 3 Sioux Falls Jefferson 14-7. Now, that's another one I picked earlier today on the At the Mike show. Harrisburg defeats Sioux Falls Washington 27-24. And Brandon Valley, wow, I was wrong on this one. Brandon Valley leads Pierre by a score of 28-7 at the half. That is number 5 in 11 AAA, Brandon Valley, versus number 1 in 11 AA, Pierre. Also, Sioux Falls Lincoln leads Rapid City Stevens 35-0 with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. So those are your AAA scores in AA. Here in a shocker, 2 minutes left in the game. Mitchell, looking for their first win on the season, leads number 5 Spearfish 35-28. Huron leads Douglas with 9 minutes to go in the third, 34-7. Aberdeen Central leads, receiving votes, Aberdeen Central leads number 4 Watertown 14-13 at the beginning of the second half. And T Area leads Sturgis, 12-7 with 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. And then Yankton at Homecoming taking it to Brookings at the end of the first half, 34-0. Sioux Valley in 11B leads Baltic. That's 6-0 Sioux Valley versus 0-6 Baltic, 56-8 with 6 minutes to go in the first half. Wagner leads Mount Vernon Plankinton 18-0 with 5 minutes to go in the third. Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central leads Mobridge Pollock 18-0 with 5 minutes to go in the third. Flandreau leads Scotland Menno 14-0 at the half. Winner versus Bridgewater Emery Ethan. Winner leads 8-6 at the half. That is much closer than I think many people were expecting. Elk Point Jefferson leads Miller Highmore Herald 42-3 at the half. Parker over Redfield 15-0. These will all be at the half, unless I say. Webster area over Groton area 6-0. Dual over Tripp Delmont Armor Andes Central Dakota Christian 15-0. Andes Central is the school that takes in the Pickstown kids. Pickstown, home of one Linda Harvey, now Linda Schumacher. That's my Pickstown shout out. Clark Willow Lake over Dakota Hills 24-0. Rapid City Christian over Hill City 27-0. In 9-man football, Freeman Marion Freeman Academy over Gayville Vollant in the fourth, 43-6. Lyman over Bennett County 14-8. Leola Frederick area over Potter County 28-13. Holy moly! Parkston defeated Gregory 50-0. Gregory's always been a fairly solid team. To see a score like that for Gregory is shocking.
Yeah, Gregory did make the championship game last year. I think they lost a decent amount of players. I think they still have a couple, but I think they are down on players
that
this
could
year.
Be. Wow, you don't see a 50-0 hung on Gregory too often. That's for darn sure.
But on the other side, Parkston made the Dome last year.
That they did.
They lost a tough game against Wall.
Yep.
And I think they returned most everybody.
I think so too.
Man, they are looking good this year.
They really are. They really are. It's going to take quite the team to beat Parkston. Let's take a look. Great Plains Lutheran over Florence Henry 43-8. Britton Heckler over Ipswich 26-16. These are all at the half. Chester area tied with Bon Holm 14-14. Number 1 Warner, number 2 Hamlin. Warner leads 22-13 at the half. Hanson over Garrettson 57-23 at the half. Stanley County and Timberlake leads Timberlake 30-0 with 9 minutes to go in the third. Howard over Viborg Hurley 21-0 at the half. Platte Geddes over Wolsey Wessington, receiving votes Wolsey Wessington 14-0 with 9 minutes to go in the third. Kimball White Lake 36, Del Rapid St. Mary 6 at the half. Now that's a shocker. Del Rapid St. Mary is 4-2. Kimball White Lake is 2-4. Even if you're not surprised that Kimball White Lake's winning, that margin is something to be amazed at. And Wall currently leads Harding County Bison 29-0.
I seen that one coming.
Did you?
Yeah, Wall always has a really good team, you know, and this year they lost a lot of kids, but they still have their star quarterback, Burke Blasius.
Okay.
Man, he plays so well. But they have a couple other kids who are returning and a couple young guys who are going to be really good football players once they grow up. And Hardin County is a good team. They're a tough running team, and they have good kids. But Wall's just always so good, and they always have the edge on them, I think.
Well, no, and being from West River, you've seen these teams, some of these teams, much more than I have, you know, especially over the last few years. So I appreciate your insight. I thought that one would be closer, but that's just me on the outside looking in, looking at rankings.
Yeah. Well, and I don't want to discredit Hardin County because they are a good football team, and they always have a really good team, but I always feel like they're always ranked a little bit higher than they should be. I do think they probably are a top 5 team, but I don't think they're number 2 or right.
Yeah.
I don't think they're a 2 team.
Okay. Well, and so, like I said, you know, you don't get to see West River teams too often. You know, we make a couple of trips, one out there, one come back, and So it's good to get that insight. I appreciate hearing that. Now, here's a game that I picked earlier. Alcester-Hudson leads Avon 48-26. Alcester-Hudson looking to stay undefeated. Harriet-Selby area over Northwestern. They won 53-0. Lyman over Bennett County right now 14-8 at the half. Canastota leads Dubrook area 14-12 with 10 minutes to go in the third. Castlewood leads Oldham Ramona Rutland 44-0. That's at the half. Burke over Irene Wakanda 21-0. Stanley County over Timberlake 36-0. Esteline Hendricks over Waverly South Shore 20-6. And again, Phillip over Kadoka area 27-0 with 1 minute left to go in the first. Gage is from Phillip, so we're keeping a keen eye out on that one. And then in 9B, let's just see here if we have anything. Fulton area leading Faith 40-0 at the half. DeSmet 48-0 over Arlington. 7 minutes to go in the third. Jones County leads New Underwood 16-6 at the half. And that is all for our scores from around the state, brought to you by the Vermillion Medical Clinic. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Your crew is craving Pizza Ranch. It's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
Welcome back, and Vermillion with Raleigh French getting ready to kick off to Chamberlain as we get ready for the second half. Chamberlain leads 14-12 here in the third quarter as we're just getting ready to start. Hope you enjoyed our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. We appreciate the support and our look around the state with the Vermillion Medical Clinic. And here's the kickoff from French. That'll come down at about the 12-13 yard line, taken there by Levi Miller. He's to the 20, 25, to the 30, 35. And he is knocked out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. So a 24-yard return for Chamberlain. They will start on their own 37-yard line. Cruz Solik brings him back out. He'll be alone in the shotgun. Again, 126 yards rushing, 57 yards passing for Solik. Alone in the shotgun, 2 receivers right, 3 receivers left. Here's the snap. Solik will keep it, and he will bull ahead and he breaks some tackles, and he has 10 yards, 11, 12, 15 yards for Cruz Solik. And he just weaved his way through, shed a couple of tacklers, and he picks up right where he left off with 11:38 to go and counting. Solik with a 15-yard run there. So again, 2 receivers right, 3 receivers left. Solik alone in the shotgun. He will keep it again straight ahead. And he is still churning his legs, but that time Vermillion got him for a 2-yard gain. And that's kind of exactly what you said. They need to focus on Solik. And honestly, if they're going to have him alone in the shotgun, I think you bring another defender. You try to pressure and make the passes more inaccurate if he's going to be able to get it off.
Yeah, especially with no running back in the backfield, you have to load the box, even with 3 linebackers.
Yep, I agree. And here's Solik again, alone in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He looks to his left, and he is going to be, he was almost tackled, and here's a long pass, and that is, deadly accurate. Down for Chamberlain, and that was, that was down to Sawyer Donovan. And that was a 38-yard pass play on the run, able to make that accurate of a pass. That's scary.
He's just doesn't get affected by pressures the way it's looking so far.
Yeah, and so now they kind of change the sets up. Royer is in the backfield with Solik. Now 3 receivers left and 1 receiver right. And Solik is going to fake it, keep it, and he will bull ahead for, looks like 4 yards. Makes it 2nd and goal from the 6.
Hurt player on the field, maybe.
Yep. Almost looks like 2 of them. There's one sitting down at the 10. It's not Solik, is it? I don't see Solik standing.
Yeah.
Do you see Solik out there anywhere?
I don't. I'm starting to think it's him.
I think it is too. We're gonna just keep it here. So the Chamberlain team goes off to the side. That's exactly where he was tackled. Without seeing a number and not seeing Solik anywhere else out there, this looks like it might actually take a little while. Maybe we'll take a timeout here. We'll be back. 9:54 to go here in the 3rd quarter as Vermillion trails Chamberlain 14-12. We do have an injured player for Chamberlain. It appears it might be Cruz Solik. We'll let you know when we come back, and it is Cruz Solik. We'll be back shortly on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM 1570 AM KVTK and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
The Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday, it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermillion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women. Names like Ariat and Carhartt for men. Boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermillion.
Sherco in Vermillion is a full-service service center. Sherco LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermillion, South Dakota. Sherco Vermillion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed markets. Become a part of the Sherco team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Visit our sleep experts at the Yankton Slumberland. With over 50 mattresses to choose from, we carry every price, free financing options, and the most trusted brands in the nation like Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. Snoring or lower back pain tormenting you? Seek relief with an adjustable power base. Fall asleep faster and cooler with our sheets and pillow selection. With a 120-night sleep trial, you can't make a mistake. See us today at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway.
We are back here at the Dakota Dome in Vermillion, South Dakota, where Cruz Solik has just jogged off. He was down for quite a while. Gave us a bit of a scare, but looks like he'll be okay. Not quite sure what was wrong, but right now in the backfield is Sawyer Donovan in the quarterback position with Royer in there. There was a fake, and boy, you could tell they just isolated and focused on the backfield. Royer is hit for a 1-yard loss. So that'll be 3rd and goal from the 7. And Solik does come back in, much to the Chamberlain sideline's delight. So 9:20 and counting here in Vermillion in the 3rd quarter. Solik in the backfield, Royer to his right. And we're getting a timeout from Chamberlain. So we'll take a 30-second timeout. With Vermillion trailing Chamberlain 14-12 with 9:11 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back After these messages on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Safe means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday.
And we are back at the Dakota Dome. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Gage, where Vermillion is looking to hold Chamberlain. It is 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. Cruz Solik was out for one play, but he is back in. Royer is to his right, 3 receivers right, 1 receiver left. And Solik looks to his right, and that is completed for a touchdown, a 7-yard touchdown pass from Solik to Sawyer Donovan. I believe that's who it was. And so that makes the score 20-12. Levi Miller to attempt a point after. Cruz Solik does hold. 9:06 to go. Here's the snap, the kick. It is up, and it is good. So with 9:06 to go here in the 3rd quarter, Vermillion trails Chamberlain 21-12. We'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube. And there's an injured Tanager down. We'll try to get a number on that when we come back.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood. Down at the lumberyard. Down at the lumberyard.
But it's not just wood at the lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermillion.
You ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Back at the Dakota Dome in Vermillion, South Dakota. That was Elijah Lara who was down, but he left the field under his own power, jogging, much like Cruz Solik did, so we'll assume he'll be okay. There was a flag down, but we have not seen a signal for anything. It looks like maybe we're getting a signal here, because I've not seen the ball placed. No, it looks like it's just being placed wherever. So
yeah, it looks like it must have been roughing the kicker or something.
Oh yeah, so they're going to be kicking off from the 45-yard line of Vermillion. At this point, do you almost try an onside kick? You know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when you're at the 45 and it has to go 10, Vermillion's been starting at the 29, 30, 31 anyhow. Do you try to shake things up?
Yeah, actually, now that you bring it up, I kind of like that idea.
Yeah. And that'll go through the end zone. Ryan Chapman was back there with Elijah Lara having to take a play off due to being injured. But that will come back out to the 20. Like I said, I would have squibbed it. I would have tried an onside kick or something. Worst case scenario, your field position, you're only giving it to him at the 30, 31-yard line. I think it would have been worth a shot, but as it is, Vermillion will take over at the 20. 9:06 to go. Nygren in the backfield in the shotgun. Chapman lined up right behind him. Here's the handoff to Chapman. And boy, he is swarmed under for a loss of 4. Or a loss of 3. It's kind of a bad angle here. We'll say a loss of 3 for Chapman. And then do you have any opinion on the whole Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing?
Oh, no. Man, I've sure heard about it, though.
I know.
Oh, my goodness.
Have you heard what they're calling them? They're calling it trailer. I'm like, it sounds like trailer trash. Holy crap.
Oh, jeez.
Here's Nygren getting flushed out, runs to his left. He's to the 20. He's to the 23-yard line. So he gets back to 3 yards, plus 3. So a nice 6-yard run for Nygren there. Yeah, they're calling it trailer. I'm like, oh, jeez. So 8:16 and counting. Vermillion's at the 23-yard line. It is 3rd and 7. Boy. If you're Coach O'Boyle, you would love to get a first down here. Try to blunt this momentum that Chamberlain seems to have. So Nygren brings him to the line. Chapman just off to his left. 3 receivers right. Rohrig isolated left. Here's the snap. Nygren mishandles the snap. He's trying to get away, and he is going to get tackled. Those 6 yards he gained, he just lost 5 of them. That'll make it 4th and 12 for Vermillion from their own 18-yard line. They will be kicking. Is this going to be the first punt we've seen all night?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it is. I don't have one recorded. This is our first punt tonight.
Yeah, because, well, the other time there probably should have been a punt was that 4th and 2, and they went for it.
Exactly. So, yeah. So, Sawyer Donovan back deep. Nygren to punt, and that is a short punt. That, I don't know if they got a piece of that, but that's rolling back to Vermillion's 25-yard line. So, that, in essence, is a 7-yard net punt. That is rough. I couldn't see if somebody got a hand on it or if he just kind of pooched it off the side of his foot, but
yeah, it almost looked like he just came off his foot wrong.
I think so.
He just caught the snap awkward or what?
So Chamberlain now takes over at Vermillion's 24-yard line. This could be a major swing in development because right now it's a 2-possession game with a 9-point lead for Chamberlain. They put another touchdown on here. Here's Solik, hands it off to Royer. Royer is tackled after gaining about 3 yards. You know, if they score another touchdown here and put on the 7 points, that makes it a 16-point game. That makes it 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions. Now, there's still plenty of time left. 6.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. But you do start wondering about stuff like that, especially if you're unable to move it or unable to stop Chamberlain.
Yeah, I agree. Ever since they got down, it almost looked like they went away from their own game plan and started to just try to play catch-up.
Yep, and there's Royer, and boy.
And I think if they get another touchdown here, you can't really do anything other than play catch-up. So if I'm Vermillion, you have to do everything to get stopped. I guess you want to get stopped every time, but this one is crucial.
You just have to start pinning your ears back, I think, and making a rush. And that was enough for a first down. That was 7 yards by Royer. Two carries on that down for Royer, gained to the 10 yards. Solik in the shotgun, Royer to his left, and there's the fake. And Solik runs right into a Vermillion defender for a loss of 2, and that was Brady Bickett. Braden Bickett with the tackle there. A loss of 2 for Solik. That is his first loss on a carry on the night. Took until carry number 19 to lose any yardage for Solik. So now 2 receivers left, 2 right. Royer lined up to the right in the backfield.
I imagine it's it's not.
Not?
I was going to say a run by Solik, but
might still be a run by Solik. Nope, he's still looking, and he's going to have it intercepted. Have it intercepted. Intercepted by Vermillion by Zone Robinson. Zone Robinson with the interception at the 6-yard line of Vermillion. That could be a huge swing in momentum for him to keep his feet in bounds. That was an ill-advised pass by Solik. He wasn't able to put anything on it. Zone Robinson read it, and wow.
I think that came down to the pressure that we talked about at halftime. They finally got him unbalanced, uncomfortable with the pressure, and led to a mistake. He had a little pump fake that faked me out.
So here's the snap, and Nygren will bull ahead, and he will be tackled for a loss of a yard. Chamberlain thought they had recovered a fumble, but the officials are saying he was down. It is a loss of a yard for Nygren, though, so 2nd and 11 for Vermillion from their own 5-yard line. Vermillion would love to do something here, though, to try to swing this momentum, get a nice long drive. So 4:37 and counting. Chamberlain leads Vermillion 21-12. Nygren, quick pass out to Zone Robinson. He's at the 5. He's at the 10. Makes a man miss. He's to the 19-yard line, and that is a first down for Vermillion. A 14-yard pass play from Nygren to Zone Robinson. That gives Robinson 36 yards on 3 catches for the evening, as Vermillion has a first down at their own 19-yard line. Nygren brings the play in from the sidelines. .4:11 and counting. Nygren alone in the backfield in the shotgun. 3 receivers left, 2 right. Here's the snap. Quick throw to Chapman out to the 26-yard line. A gain of 7. A gain of 7 on that pass play. And that was the stuff that was working earlier, too. Those quick passes to the outside. If you're able to get 6-7 yards at a chunk, you're going to have a nice drive, and it's going to open things up down further, too. So the clock keeps running. 3:42 here in the third quarter. Again, Nygren alone in the shotgun as 3 receivers move left, 2 right. Nygren gets the snap, looks right, looks left, is flushed out of the pocket, is going to keep it. No, he hits Cerny down at the 42-yard line.
What a play. That did not look like a freshman quarterback play at all.
Not at all. I thought he was going to keep it, which I would have said was a smart play. He saw something, hit Cerny at the 42-yard line for another first down, and the clock keeps running here in the third quarter. But if you're Vermillion, if you're going to make plays like this, that is, you'll take it. So 1st and 10 for Vermillion from their own 42. 3 receivers right, 2 left. Here's the snap. Nygren looks deep, and he's going to hit Zone Robinson at the 36-yard line of Chamberlain. That's a 22-yard pass play. .22-yard pass play to Zone Robinson. That puts Nolan Nygren well over 200 yards on the night. So here's Vermillion at the 37-yard line of Chamberlain. 2.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Quick pass over to the right, and that is complete. That is completed over to Connor Rohrig for a gain of about 7. .219 to go. 2nd and 3 for Vermillion from the 30-yard line of Chamberlain. Nygren brings the play in from the sidelines. Vermillion has been moving the ball methodically on this play. A couple of nice big plays. Nice play by Zone Robinson. A couple of nice plays by Zone Robinson. A couple of nice plays by Nygren. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Nygren looks for the end zone. Zone Robinson. Oh! Just beyond the outstretched arms of Zone Robinson. And it looks like Nygren went more of a deep route, and looks like Zone was kind of running more of a crossing route, had to try to catch up to it. He had his defender beat, but nonetheless, that will leave us with 3rd and 3 for Vermillion from the 30-yard line of Chamberlain. Minute 50 to go here in the third quarter. Nygren in the backfield. 3 receivers bunched to the left. Rohrig to the right. That's what I'm thinking. Robinson at the 30, and he will. Oh, did he fumble?
Like he got it.
I think he got it.
First
first down. He needed 3, and he got, I think he got just 3, but he got it nonetheless.
It looked like he just outstretched the ball there.
Exactly.
Smart move.
Yep. And so that actually was a gain of 4, so we'll give him that extra yard there. So now, 1st and 10 for Vermillion from the 26-yard line. 1:45 to go here in the third quarter. Down 9. Here's the snap, quick pass, and then just a little bit of miscommunication, I think, between Rohrig and Nygren. So right now, Nygren is 18 of 28 on the night for 242 yards. Not a bad night so far for Nygren. 1:42 to go. 2nd and 10 from the 26-yard line of Chamberlain. Nygren gets the snap, goes deep, looks for zone. Zone comes back, defends it well. It was well defended by Chamberlain, but if zone doesn't make that comeback to the ball, that thing's intercepted.
Yeah.
So it brings up 3rd and 10. Both teams, quote-unquote, defended well on that one. And that's been a couple that Nygren has kind of left a little bit short. He put too much loft on that. If it's a little shallower, a little more direct, zone's probably able to come back for it. But it's 3rd and 10 from the 26-yard line. 1:37 to go. Probably 2 down territory. Here's Nygren, gets flushed out. Jump pass over to, I can't see who, Connor Rohrig, and that is a gain of about 6 to the 20, nope, gain of 5 to the 21-yard line. That'll make it 4th and 5. And like I said, you're outside of field goal range. Punting does you no good, so it's 4th and 5. They will go for it. With 1.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter, trailing by 9.
Yeah, I think you need a touchdown here. I agree with this call.
Exactly, and I don't know that French has the leg even to try to get it. Oh, here's the snap to Nygren. Oh, and that route was jumped.
I thought it was going to go to the outside wide receiver right away.
I thought so too. So Vermillion turns it over on downs to Chamberlain at Chamberlain's 21-yard line. So that brings Cruz Solik back on the field.
Well, they found the game plan last drive, it looked like.
I think so. I think you're exactly right. So at the 21-yard line of Chamberlain, Vermillion looks to pin their ears back, see if they can stop Chamberlain again. They were able to stop him with a Zone Robinson interception as Solik got flustered. Here's a keeper by Solik, and he's going to run straight ahead. And he's going to make it down to the 29, so a gain of about 8 for Solik. And that puts 1:16 and counting on the clock here in the third quarter. Again, Chamberlain leads by 9, so Vermillion needs a touchdown and another score of some sort. And it looks like they're going to need the fourth quarter to do all of their scoring, as there's less than a minute to go here in the third. Chamberlain has the ball at their own 29-yard line. Solik alone in the backfield. 3 receivers right, 2 receivers left. 45 seconds to go. Solik calling for Miller to go into motion.
Run up the middle.
It's going to be a run up the middle. That was a nice call. And they're going to call it a first down. He needed 2, got 2.5.
Yeah, I think that linebacker's sitting too far back. I think he's about 5 yards, which you're told to be. But you got to be closer on the line of scrimmage there to meet him in the hole.
Well, and at the very least, we've seen when he calls Miller over, it's going to be a run up the middle. That's your signal, I think, to start moving up towards the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with 18 seconds to go, I think Chamberlain just lets this run out. We're under 10 seconds. They're not even lined up. So we're going to go into the fourth quarter with Chamberlain leading Vermillion 21-12. We'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, AM 1570 KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. Except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers.
right, we're back at the Dakota Dome. We're heading into the fourth quarter. Chamberlain has the ball at their own 31-yard line. They just got a first down. We were discussing that, wonder if there might be a defensive adjustment made, because it seems like whenever they call Miller over in motion from the being split out wide, that it ends up being a run up the middle, and maybe just need to bring the linebackers up a little bit as a generic call, because it seems like Solik is just getting those first few yards as the lines do battle, and he's able to saturate that, penetrate that secondary. So 12 minutes to go. Fourth quarter, Chamberlain 21, Vermillion 12.
Another one, maybe?
Yep.
Nope.
And here's Solik looking to pass, and he gets it out to Miller. He's at the 40. He's at the 50, and he'll be down at the 49-yard line of Vermillion. Nope, 48-yard line of Vermillion. So that was a 21-yard pass play from Solik to Miller. And that was a new play. We had not seen that before.
Well, I think the premise should still be the same. The only difference between this one and the other one is the motion guy came all the way across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Miller, when it's going to be a run play, stops behind the line. Now it's isolated. Solik alone in the backfield. 3 receivers left, 2 right. Dusty Rhodes comes over, and there's a flag. It's going to be, I think, illegal motion, as Solik will gain 1, but we'll see. Yep, it is an illegal motion. I'm sure Vermillion will accept it. So with 11:19 to go here in the fourth quarter, it's going to be 1st and 15 for Chamberlain from their own 47-yard line. Tanagers looking, and as we've said in the pregame, it's an important game for both teams. Vermillion in 7th in seed points for the playoffs. Chamberlain in 8th. Vermillion would really like this. They face Canton next week, and then Madison, and then Belfouche. Here's Solik. He's getting pressured. Here's the pass, and that is caught. Caught by Sawyer Donovan at the 42-yard line of Vermillion. That was a 10-yard pass play. Makes it 2nd and 5. As we are down to 10.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Chamberlain's not in a hurry. They know Vermillion needs 2 possessions. So they're willing to take the time off the clock as they run each play. Here's Solik alone in the shotgun. 3 receivers right, 2 left. Rose in motion. And that'll be a run up the middle. And Solik will get down, and he will gain 2. So that'll bring up 3rd and 2.5. Long 2, short 3. There'll be less than 10 minutes to go when this ball is snapped. Vermillion hoping to get a stop here. But again, I think if you see a runner, a receiver in motion starting to do the shuffle across the line, you just assume it's a Solik run up the middle until they show you otherwise. 3 left, 2 right. Solik alone in the shotgun. And he's going to run this, and he will get it. Needed 2, got 3. And that was all Solik on that one. And that was his 23rd carry on the night for Solik. 9.5 to go. As Bryce Royer comes in, replaces Eli Donovan. So Royer will be in the backfield with Solik. 3 receivers left. Single receiver right is Sawyer Donovan. Here's the snap. Solik hands off to Royer. Royer just bowls ahead for, looks like about 6 yards. And less than 9 minutes to go here in the game. Vermillion definitely needs a stop. No points would be great. Otherwise, if you hold them to a field goal, then it's a 12-point game. It's still that 2-touchdown game that we've been talking about. So 8:38, 37, 36. Solik in the shotgun. Royer to his right. 1 receiver left. 3 receivers right. Here's the snap. Handoff to Royer. Royer straight ahead for 5, 10. He's down to the... he lost the ball. And that is recovered by Vermillion at the 17-yard line. That's exactly what Vermillion needed. As
player?
Ryan Chapman looks hurt. Not quite sure what's...
Cramps, maybe?
That could be. Yeah, because which is weird. It's a comfortable night. I mean, you're in a dome, but yeah. And so it does look like it's Vermillion ball. And Nolan Nygren brings him up. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Chapman is not in the backfield because he's the injured player. Pass to Robinson, and he is out of bounds after a gain of 4 yards. So Vermillion got exactly what they needed. A stop with no points. 8:14 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's 2nd and 6 for Vermillion after that 4-yard pass play from Nygren to Robinson. Now I think Chapman's back in there. So Rorig left, 3 receivers right. Here's the snap to Nygren. Nygren looking for Rorig. Deep shot. Just over his head. I think that's at least 3 or 4 to Rorig alone that were just probably a foot or a foot and a half too high.
Yeah, that's the only problem with their pass game, I think. It's just either the really short ones or way over their heads.
So 8:09 to go here in the fourth quarter as Vermillion trails Chamberlain 21-12. Here's Nygren, looks to pass. He's getting flushed out. He might keep it. He tucks it, and he runs, and he is down, and he has a first down out at the 29-yard line. He needed 6. He got 9. Again, another nice decision by Nygren. To pull that and run, that was a first down, set under 8 minutes to go, though. So Vermillion needs to score because they need to score twice. So Nygren brings the play in. Vermillion comes to the line. Rorig in the slot on the left. 3 receivers on the right. Handoff to Chapman. Chapman straight up the middle. He's to the 35, to the 40. And that is a gain of 12 yards for Ryan Chapman. And that'll be another first down and an injured Chamberlain Cub, maybe 2.
Is that Solik again?
I think it's Solik again. No, nope.
Oh.
Just a lineman. Solik's big enough to look like a lineman, but and he's up. Nope, and there's another lineman down. What is happening? Yeah, and he's walking off on his own. That player for Chamberlain is number 72. That is Kenyon Burkhardt, the senior O-line D lineman. And he is making his way off. So 7:31 to go. Vermillion trailing Chamberlain 21-12. Team had huddled on the sidelines. So it's 1st and 10 Vermillion from their own 41-yard line. Nygren alone in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Looks to pass. Deep over the middle to Zone Robinson. Completed at the 30-yard line. Down to the 28. Zone Robinson.
He has been that deep target they've been looking for.
And that's a 31-yard pass play, and you're exactly right. And Zone finally got to break one. So down to the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 Vermillion with 7:09 to go and counting. That was the play that they've been looking for all night. So Nygren brings them up in the shotgun. 3 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Empty backfield.
Robinson up the seam.
There we go. Connor Roehrig, and again, just over Rohrig's head. Incomplete. Otherwise, I think he has a touchdown. If that's...
Yeah, no, he had his guy beat. That would have been a walk-in touchdown almost.
Yeah. So 6:49 to go. 2nd and 10 for Vermillion from the 28-yard line. When they look at this tape, win or lose, they are going to see numerous missed opportunities where they could have had a completed pass and a first down or a touchdown. They're going to kick themselves. Win or lose, they're going to say we could have done more. Nygren, Chapman to his left, takes the snap, and pass over the middle down to the 23-yard line. That was caught by Connor Peterson. Gain of 5, gain of 6. So that'll bring up 3rd and 4 for Vermillion from the 22-yard line. Again, they have to go for it. I mean, it's four down territory, so two downs to get the 4 yards. Nygren in the shotgun, looks to pass, can't find anybody, gets flushed out, rolls to his right. Here's a pass over the middle. Landon Cerny at the 8 to the 7. Tries to get down. He's probably at about the 6-yard line from the 22, so a nice 16-yard play. Pass play to Landon Cerny for a first down. So 6 minutes and counting. 1st and goal for Vermillion from the 7-yard line of Chamberlain. Looking for that touchdown that will put you within, at the very least, within a field goal. If you can get the point after, you're within 2. Hand off to Chapman up the middle. He's down from the 7. He gets down to the 2. Nice gain of 5 for Ryan Chapman.
I kind of thought he was going to carry that whole pile into the end zone.
It looked, right away I thought it was going to be a 1 or 2 yard gain, and he just kept churning. And I'm not sure, I heard a whistle, I'm not sure what. Okay, now they're winding the clock. And here's Vermillion, breaking huddle as Nygren brings him to the line, handoff straight ahead to Chapman. That is a touchdown. 2-yard touchdown run for Ryan Chapman. Makes the score 21-18 with 5:12 to go here in the 4th quarter. Are they going to stay on for 2?
It looks like it.
I guess. I'm a little surprised. All right, so 5:12 to go. Vermillion going for 2. Roehrig wide right, 4 receivers split left. Here's the snap to Nygren, and he's just going to be bowled under and loses the ball. Doesn't matter. So the 2-point conversion attempt fails. So Vermillion trails by 3. They need a field goal to tie. Touchdown gives them the lead if they can hold. So we'll be back in 30 seconds on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermillion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, So call Justin at Vermillion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermillion Auto Works.
Welcome back to the Dakota Dome. I'm Michael alongside Gage as Vermillion has just scored a touchdown, failed on their 2-point conversion. So with 5:12 remaining here in the 4th quarter, Chamberlain 21, Vermillion 18, as Vermillion will be kicking off. Their defense has produced 2 turnovers in the last 2 Chamberlain drives. 1, an interception down to 7-yard line by Zone Robinson. And then Ryan Chapman with a fumble recovery on the 22-yard line, I believe, down on the Vermillion end. Both times Chamberlain was driving. So here's the kickoff by Raleigh French. That'll be a squibber. That is a squibber. They weren't expecting it, and it is fielded cleanly by Vermillion, or by Chamberlain. So Chamberlain will take over. That was by River Neuenhuis. They'll take over at their own 45-yard line. So with 5:07 to go, Chamberlain leads Vermillion by 3, and they start at their own 45-yard line. Vermillion would love to get another turnover here. So Solik back in the shotgun. Royer to his left. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Here's the snap. Solik keeps it straight up the middle. 5, 10, gain of 15 to the 40, 35 to the 30, cuts it back, 30, 25 down to the 22-yard line. That is a gain of 33 yards by Cruz Solik. Is there a flag, though? There is a flag on the D of Dakota, and that's coming back, baby.
I was thinking that hole in the middle was way too wide open.
It really was. He hasn't had a hole that big all night. So yeah, that'll take him back to the 35. It'll be 1st and 20. Let me cross out that 33-yard gain for Solik there. So now with 4:58 remaining, Chamberlain back at their own 35-yard line. 1st and 20. Same setup, 3 receivers left, 1 right, Royer in the backfield with Solik. Same play, and far different result. Instead of 33 yards, he got 3 yards. So that'll make it 2nd and 17. All right, 4:18 and counting. We're taking shrapnel here from the stands. Not sure what's going on, but Solik's in the shotgun. Royer to his left. 3 receivers left. 1 isolated right. 2nd and 16. And Solik hands off to Royer straight ahead, and he will keep bowling his way ahead for a gain of about 5. It's going to make it 3rd and 11. So if you're Vermillion, this could be the game right here with 3:57. And who took the timeout? Is it Vermillion?
I did not catch that.
I did not either, but either way, we'll be back in 30 seconds on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK. 3:57 to go in the 4th quarter. Chamberlain leads Vermillion 21-18.
Vermillion Medical Clinic has an ongoing mission to provide areas with quality health care and convenient access to medical professionals. Our patients at Vermillion Medical Clinic value our dedicated primary care physicians, compassionate PAs, and consistently scheduled outreach specialty care. If you have health questions, need a screening, or have medical concerns for yourself or family members, call us for an appointment or visit VermillionMedicalClinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
Welcome back to the Dakota Dome. 3:57 to go. Vermillion trails Chamberlain 21-18. 3rd and 11 for Chamberlain from their own 44-yard line. Solik alone in the shotgun. 2 receivers left. 3 receivers right. Here's Solik with the snap. He's getting pressure, and he's going to go deep. And that's going to be out of bounds. They're going to call it complete. They called it complete. No way. No way.
What a catch.
That was a beautiful catch, but I can't see how he kept his feet in bounds.
Yeah.
That is down to the 33-yard line. That's a 28-yard pass play. Wow, I did not think he was in bounds, and none of the Vermillion players thought he was in bounds either. So 1st and 10 for Chamberlain from the 33-yard line. 3:50 to go. Solik in the backfield. Royer to his left. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Handoff to Royer. Met at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Boy, that's going to be a pass play that will be discussed for years to come, because it was a beautiful catch, but gosh, he was so close to the sidelines. It's hard to see how he was able to get a foot down.
Yeah, and I couldn't even see it just from the people in the stands.
Yeah, with the people standing up on a 3rd down play like that. So 3:20 to go. 21-18. Chamberlain leads Vermillion. 2nd and 10 for Chamberlain from the 33-yard line. This is 4-down territory. Solik in the shotgun. Royer to his right. 2 receivers left and right. Here's the snap. Solik will keep it bull ahead, keep running, and he will get ahead to about the 26-yard line. That'll make it 3rd and 3. So a gain of 7 for Solik. Vermillion takes a timeout. And that is Vermillion's 2nd timeout of the game. We'll be back. You know what? Actually, we'll just keep it right here. If you're Vermillion, what do? Do you send the house?
Yeah, I imagine Chamberlain's going to run it here.
I think you're exactly right. 3 minutes left. You know, with it being 3rd and 3, really they have 2 downs to get those 3 yards. You really need to almost get a loss on this 3rd down play.
Yeah.
I think you send the house. Hope your D-backs can maintain their connection with their players, and yeah, it's a tough position. Solik is such an animal. Even just running up the middle on his own, it just feels like you need to stack the box and send everybody.
Yeah, I think you got to send at least 6.
Yeah.
Maybe 7.
So it's going to be 3 receivers split left for Chamberlain, 1 right. Royer will be in the backfield to the right of Solik. 3 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Chamberlain leads Vermillion 21-18. This could be the game. These next 2 plays. Here's the snap to Solik. And he bowls ahead in a gain of 8 yards. I got to tell you, did it look like he was moving forward before the ball was snapped? Like getting a little bit of a 1-step head start?
Maybe. I guess I wasn't paying attention to that.
Yeah, it is a 1st down. Just looked like he was moving before the ball was snapped, which technically is a false start. Gives him that extra step before anyone else can really be moving. It'd be interesting to look at the tape on that, but 2:36 and counting. Vermillion only has 1 timeout left. Here's Solik, 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Vermillion almost needs a turnover now at this point. Here's Solik, hands off to Royer. Royer ahead to the 10-yard line. That's a gain of about 8. And there's going to be under 2 minutes to go when Chamberlain snaps the ball. They're not going to be in any hurry to snap it. It's 2nd down and 2 yards to go for Chamberlain from Vermillion's 10. And it's really 3-down territory. Vermillion has that 1 timeout. Barring a miracle, it does look like Chamberlain is going to walk away and escape Vermillion with a victory. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Royer in the backfield again to the right of Cruz Solik. Minute 40 and counting. Here's the snap. Solik will hand off to Royer, and he will get that 1st down, and that will do it. A minute and a half to go. Chamberlain has the ball at the 6-yard line after that 5-yard gain by Royer. And the clock stopped. It's now started again because of the 1st down. 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Then if you're Chamberlain, you just eat up all the clock you want.
Yeah.
Vermillion only has 1 timeout. They could take one, but it's a moot point. So Solik in the shotgun, minute 12, 11, 10. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Royer with him in the backfield. They're going to take it all the way down. 1 minute to go here in the game as Vermillion will fall short. Here's the snap to Solik, and he will bull ahead. He won't even really try. He'll just get into the middle there. 1-yard run for Solik. I think they'll have to snap it one more time, and then that'll be the ball game.
Good game, though.
It was a great game. It was really fun to watch. Both teams looked really good at times. Both teams looked a little out of sorts at times. But it does really hurt Vermillion's postseason chances. They now have to travel to Canton next week, and we'll discuss that more in the post game. But that Canton game is going to be a tough one. Canton's always good. They're good on the road at home. So 17-16, victory formation. Snap to Solik, and he will take a knee, and that'll do it. From the Dakota Dome, Vermillion will fall on homecoming, 21-18. We'll be back with our First Dakota National Game post-game show after this Murph's Appliance water break. We'll be back with our post-game show in 3 minutes here on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
It's worse than having to spend all day at the laundromat. A lot of them are hot, sticky, and smell bad. In Vermillion, you want to avoid that situation. Yuck. Eastgate Maytag Laundry is super clean and open 24 hours a day. Eastgate has super giant 60-pound washers and giant 70-pound dryers to make your wash day fly by. Eastgate is also located near many local restaurants if you want to grab a quick bite. Next time your laundry is piled up, pile into Eastgate Maytag Laundry, located next to Jimmy John's on Cherry Street in Vermillion.
The first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Pied Piper, the sign says it all. Flowers and gifts. The store is bustling with something new all the time. There are flowers for any occasion, weddings, anniversary, birthday, or just to say I love you. There's coffee, soups, dips, and sweets. Need to give someone a chuckle? The socks say it all. Home decor, candles, jewelry, memorial items are all found at your gift store of Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, corner of 15th and Broadway in Yankton. You can also shop online, and best of all, we deliver to
the wait when your furnace and AC needs repair by joining Larry's Heating and Cooling, Comfort Care, and Elite Care Club. Larry's Comfort Care Club features seasonal maintenance discounts on service and no overtime charges. Larry's Elite Club includes seasonal maintenance, free parts, free labor, free service calls, and both mean you are in front of the line for service. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling and sign up for the Comfort Care or Elite Care Club. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermillion.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
Welcome back to the Dakota Dome here in Vermillion, South Dakota, where on homecoming, Vermillion falls to Chamberlain by a score of 21-18. Military Appreciation Night tonight, as Vermillion had the camouflage uniforms on. They just took a photo with some of the National Guard members. Just a game Gage and I were discussing. Vermillion was the better team tonight. I think honestly, 7 games out of 10, Vermillion's going to beat Chamberlain. Tonight, Chamberlain had the better player in Cruz Solik, who just did everything for him, and had a few more plays in them that they made that Vermillion just couldn't quite make. And so, we'll go over some stats here. First, for Chamberlain, Cruz Solik, who did so much, had, for 27 carries for 179 yards. So, there again, over 7 yards a carry on that. Almost 7 yards a carry. Royer had 11 carries for 38 yards, so he contributed some, but it was the Cruz Solik game for rushing. And passing, Solik had 161 yards passing on 8 completions. His completions were either really short or those long bombs. He had a 42-yard play, a 38-yard play, a 21, and 28. So Solik really showed a lot of touch. He had 1 interception tonight. There's also 1 fumble on a kickoff for Chamberlain, and then a fumble down in Vermillion territory. For Vermillion, Ryan Chapman rushed, 13 times for 89 yards. Nice, efficient night, almost 7 yards a carry. And Nolan Nygren had 11 carries for 16 yards. Some of those were sacks. It was Ryan Chapman rushing. Nygren passing, I have 23 of 32 for 304 yards. So he made a lot of plays and threw that to 5 different receivers. Ryan Chapman had 1 reception for 7 yards. I had Landon Cerny with 3 receptions for 45. Connor Rohrig, 8 receptions for 111. Connor Peterson, 4 receptions for 44. And then Zone Robinson, 7 receptions for 27. So really spread the ball around a lot. And so, if you just want to hand your headset over to Coach there, we'll talk to Coach O'Boyle here as part of our post-game show as we discuss the homecoming game against Chamberlain here on Military Appreciation Night. Coach, a lot of positives for your team. Just seemed like Chamberlain was able to get the big play when they needed it, when you guys are hoping to get a stop, and all of a sudden they're able to get something over the top for 42 yards.
Oh, huge chunks on third and long and whatnot. Missed tackles in the backfield. Just we didn't do the job of being physical either side of the line of scrimmage. To say that, but I think our kids played hard. I think our kids moved the football, and Nolan did some great things, and we had a lot of receivers making plays on scrambles, and I think Ryan Chapman ran the ball again hard. We had a good plan defensively for the quarterback, and obviously he was better than we were tonight.
Well, and that's kind of what Gage and I were saying. We thought Vermillion was the better team tonight, but Chamberlain had Cruz Solik, and he was able to make plays either with his legs or with his arm. That 42-yard pass play, I haven't seen a high school quarterback place a ball better than that.
On that 3rd and long here late in the quarter.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that kid was out of bounds.
That's what I thought too.
Our secondary kids' feet were in bounds, and that's the call we get from the officials.
Well, and I thought he was out of bounds too. I thought there was no way he was positioned where he was and was able to get his feet down.
He wasn't, but
and that's frustrating.
We missed a couple sacks on that particular play too, and one play doesn't beat you. So, we just they threw the ball over our head. That wasn't our plan. We thought we'd keep people in front of us. We thought we could get pressure. We were unable to do that. It was just all in all, doggone tough loss, because now you got 3 games to go. You have to at least go 2-3. Probably have to go 3-3. and let the chips fall where they may. And you know, we go to Canton next week, and they're a beatable team, and we have to regroup in a hurry and keep working at things that did work for us tonight offensively as far as moving the ball. We got a lot of different guys catching the ball. You know, Nygren just continues to play hard. He just scrambles and can find kids, and that's a tribute to our receivers too, to get open.
Well, and I think you're exactly right.
He's scrambling.
He is able to scramble. He had a couple of times where he was able to do a jump pass over a defensive back right into position. He hit 5 different receivers tonight. We have him for over 300 yards passing.
Holy cow.
My math might be wrong, but he had a couple of big plays. Zone, and I have it, Zone had 97 yards receiving. Connor had 111 yards receiving, 45 for Landon and 44 for Connor Peterson.
Yep.
So, and Gage wasn't with us in Custer, but he said even his impression from West Central to this game, Nolan's decision-making and just his ability has progressed so much in those 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's exciting that he's a freshman. And, he prepares, he watches film, he asks the right questions, and, we'll find positives in this, and there certainly were times we moved the ball and they didn't have an answer for us either, but we just got outscored tonight, and that's unfortunate.
And like you mentioned, Canton is next. Canton's always good, but this year they do seem very beatable, and so with the right game plan, you still have those 3 games remaining. You have Canton, Madison, who fell to Canton tonight, and then Belle-Fourche.
Yep.
So like you said, at the very least need 2 out of 3, but to guarantee anything, need the 3 out of 3.
3.
Yep.
Right. Well, guys, I appreciate what you do. Thanks.
Hey, we appreciate you coming up. You have a great night, and we will talk to you again on Thursday.
All right, good. Thanks.
Hey, thanks a lot. That was Coach Tom O'Boyle of the Vermillion Tanagers here on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK. Let's just keep it here. Let me just ask, Gage, have we gotten through the ads twice, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. We might have 1 left.
Okay, we'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll take a timeout. Make sure we're getting through the ads twice here on our First Dakota National Bank postgame show. We'll come back, take a look at around the state on our Vermillion Medical Clinic. Look around the state, and then we'll call it a night here from Vermillion Homecoming.
If you're considering a new roof, you want to put your roof in the hands of Dave's Roofing. Dave's Roofing specializes in residential roofing and has over 10 years of experience. Dave's Roofing covers any job from a 60 to 80 mile radius of Sioux City and has a 10-man crew that completes most jobs in 1 day. Dave's Roofing will make sure the cleanup job is done right afterwards too. And the products installed are impact rated and eligible for homeowners insurance discounts. Look up Dave's Roofing on Facebook and check out the work that's been done and customer testimonials.
And welcome back to the First Dakota National Bank postgame show, where Vermillion has fallen to Chamberlain 21-18 on Homecoming and Military Appreciation Night. Well, let's take a look around the state with our Vermillion Medical Clinic scoreboard. Look around the state on our MRFs, or Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. Sioux Falls Roosevelt defeated Rapid City Central 40-6. O'Gorman defeated Sioux Falls Jefferson 14-7. Harrisburg got by Sioux Falls Washington 27-24, and Brandon Valley defeated Pierre 35-14. Sioux Falls Lincoln, with 1 minute left in the third, leads Rapid City Stevens 58-6. In 11AA, Mitchell gets their first win on the season, defeating Spearfish 35-28. Huron defeats Douglas 48-7. Watertown, in a close one, and I thought it would be, defeated Aberdeen Central 16-14. And T area did pull away from Sturgis 26-7, and then Yankton defeated Brookings 48-0. Yankton, barring some catastrophe, should go undefeated the rest of the way, should end up with the second seed in 11AA action for the postseason. In 11A, Custer over lead Deadwood. Canton pulled away and beat Madison 30-14. West Central pulled away from Tri-Valley 20-6, and Belle-Fourche gets their first win on the year 28-8 over Lakota Tech. Del Rapids beat Beersford 38-14. That was 38-0, so you just have to wonder if they started putting in reserves. In that, it'd be interesting to see. Sioux Falls Christian leads Millbank 47-14, and Lennox took it to the house on Dakota Valley, 38-6. In 11B, Sioux Valley over Baltic, 62-8. Wagner over Mount Vernon Plankton, 40-6. Woonsocket Wessington Springs over Sanborn Central over Mobridge Pollock, 18-8. Flandreau over Scotland Menno, 26-0. Winner pulled away from Bridgewater Emery Ethan, 32-12. And Elk Point Jefferson defeated Miller Highmore Herald, 55-3. Parker leads Redfield, 28-6. Webster area defeated Groton area, 18-0. And Dual defeated Tripp Delmont Armor Andes Central Dakota Christian, 15-0. Rapid City Christian, 37. Hill City, 0. And Clark Willow Lake defeated Dakota Hills, 48-0. In area games in 9-man, Freeman Marion Freeman Academy over Gayville Vollen, 50-6. Again, Parkston over Gregory, 50-0. Lyman leads Bennett County, 44-20. Bon Home came back and defeated Chester area. Holy moly, guacamole. Chester area was 4-1 heading into this game. Bon Home, well, they still have them as 1-4 here, but they're now 2-4. We covered a Bon Home game against Viborg Hurley, and we knew Bon Home was better than an 0-4 team. I didn't know that they were better than that enough to beat Chester area, but they did. So Bon Home is now 2-4. Chester area 4-2. Warner defeated Hamlin 22-13. Hanson over Garrettson 73-23. Howard over Viborg Hurley 47-14. Dupree. Newell must have forfeited. Dupree over Newell 1-0. Platte Geddes over Woolsey Wessington 27-8. And Kimball White Lake defeated Del Rapids St. Mary 48-6. And Wall over Harding County Bison 41-12. Alcester Hudson defeated Avon 48-26. And Castlewood over Oldham Ramona Rutland 50-0. Canastota defeated Dubrick area 28-20. And Phillip over Kadoka area 56-6. And that would be all of the... And Burke defeated Irene Wakanda 77-22. So, for Gage, I am Michael. We have been bringing you the action from the Dakota Dome in Vermillion, where Vermillion falls in a great game. 21-18 to Chamberlain. What's your takeaway from the action tonight?
Vermillion has a lot to look to. They had multiple mistakes, but they also had multiple opportunities to score, and that's where the mistakes come in. They should build on it going into Canton next week, and man, their quarterback looked all right. He looked pretty good.
He really did.
Being a freshman.
Exactly, and you know, you have to expect that learning curve and that progression to be significantly more week to week than you would expect maybe for a junior quarterback or a senior. I think you can expect that progression to be significant, and he will look at this film and he will see a lot of those missed passes. He will see a lot of those missed passes that he had to Connor Rohrig, especially Connor Rohrig, where probably could have led to first downs or touchdowns. And so Nolan Nygren, he could be something special, but over 300 yards passing tonight.
Yeah, and I like the way Robinson played tonight. He looked like he was their big deep threat guy, and if they get him going, get a couple long bombs next week, they'll be in good shape.
And that's what they've been missing. And, you know, heading into this season, they had a 1-2 punch. There was going to be Trillian Sorrell and Zone Robinson. Trillian ended up moving. He's in Minnesota now. And I think they're finding that. I think Connor Rohrig can be that maybe slot receiver, that short guy. And Zone looked like he was comfortable both short and long game. And so it's exciting to see that and see him kind of breaking out. So I think they do have a lot to look forward to. So next week, Jen and I will be in Canton. Gage will be with Zach in Hardington at the Cedar Catholic game against Battle Creek. And then hopefully we'll get to Gage back here when we take on Madison. So, do you have anything else to say, good sir?
No, I don't.
All right. Well, for Gage, I'm Mike. You've been listening to Vermillion Tanager Football on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube. You have yourselves a good night.